Okay, we're live. Thank you, everyone. Oop, fix my mic arm. Hi, Steffi. Welcome back to the stream. Okay. We are live, I think. A little bit early. It's not Sunday yet. It's still Saturday. And that means not reset yet either for PGR. Yeah, hoping to get to the story today. New patch, new coatings, a lot of new stuff. But since it's not reset yet, we're gonna go back to this thing and try this again. Hey Novels Lover, welcome back. Yeah, last night I was embarrassing myself, failing on this challenge. So I'm gonna embarrass myself a little more trying again. It's the new Pulau, what do you call it? What do they call it? Challenge mode. So it's like a boss fight. Well, it's not bosses, it's just mob. It's like a small fight with the new units, which I don't have leveled up yet. I only have Pulau at S rank, and I haven't leveled her weapon or memories. So I'm using the trial one, and I also have absolutely no idea how to play it. So it's not going well. But let's give it a try. We're gonna try again right now since it's not reset yet. And then reset, we're gonna do our dailies, and then I'm going to be starting Evernight Beat Story tonight. Yeah, that's not this patch's story, but 1, 2, 3 patches ago. Definitely want to be the patch. This story, Reveries with the whale. I heard it's a side story, so I want to try to catch up with the main story since I haven't had any time to do that yet. And yeah, after Evernight Beat, then we can finally get to the live patch story, Survival Lucem. That one's everyone's really looking forward to that one too. Okay, let's put Pulau in the middle. Her voice is so high, god damn it. Okay, so yesterday I tried all Transcendence, and then I tried Pulau with 2 constructs. And I got pretty close for some of them. But today I'm gonna try one construct and 2 transcendent, and just stay on Pulau. And I think alright, let's try this. It was pretty. It's not easy. I guess if you get the hang of Pulau, then it might get a lot better. Okay, let's see. It's moving really slow. So I think my stacks aren't doing that great. I really need a yellow though. Now we have one here. Okay, let's get that yellow. I don't know if we're ahead of the timer yet. Let's see. One teleport in. Oh. Oof. Oh no, I switched. Okay. Ah. Hey, Poro GG, welcome back. Yeah, I can't do it either. I'm trying to figure it out. I read on the forums that you can manage to do it, and that somehow the challenge 2 is harder than challenge 3. So, yeah, apparently challenge 3 is easier, which is usually not the case. But this is a little slow. I don't know if it's gonna work out. I accidentally switched to Rosetta, so let me restart again. All right, here we go. Focus. Ooh. Okay, we gotta. I don't know if that was good. It was all right. I'm gonna keep these stacks up. Okay, we got another ult. Our stacks are really low though. Okay, that one's pretty good. You know, we're not ahead of the timer though, so this is still looking really bad. Should get the yellow on that. Alright, that one's pretty good now. We're like really low on time though, so this is still looking really bad. Oh, I gotta hit 2. Well, we have 8 seconds. I don't think we're getting anywhere with it. Alright, let's ult. That's it. No. Oh. Oh, that was really close. No, out of time. Ah. Alright. Yeah, they're tanky. If only I can use Roland against them. Do you see? I did see one when it's 2 later. Yeah. That was pretty close, but not enough. Not enough. Okay. Let's see. I don't know if that went better with the Rosetta or just with the full Transcendence. Because with the full Transcendence, then you don't lose the 30% uniframe damage. See, let me try putting 2. See what happens. This is the update. Yeah, 60%. So down from 70 to 40. That one's definitely too much. And then yeah, I almost think that I should try the all Transcendence again. Alright, one more try, and then we'll have daily reset. Maybe I'll try to do it off stream. This is taking too long, and I'm not getting anywhere with this. I don't know if this is going any better. Alright, let's do it. Ultimate. Boom. Yellow. Okay, this is like just like a really slow grind. I'm definitely doing better now though. Come on, here we go. Oh, they both disappeared. What? Oh no, I switched. I didn't mean to do that. Oh, wrong one. I think I'm behind timer a lot again. Okay, let's see. Heard there was a new buffer for Transcendent Hanying. Yeah, Hanying's a physical supporter, I think. I think she's not a... She might be a Transcendent. Yeah, you're probably right. I think she's Transcendent. But that's not for a long time. That one just came out. I'm just worried about how I'm gonna finish this right now. Yeah, I don't know if this is better or worse. At first I thought it was well ahead of the timer, and then I messed up the switch. Alright, one last time, and then we're gonna be heading to dailies. Oh, messed up there. Okay, one more time. One more time. Have to not I'm just instinctively instinctively hitting QTEs even though it's not up yet. Okay, so like barely. All right, ultimate. Okay, that was pretty good. Okay, come on. We're getting really close right now. We're well ahead of the timer. We're finally getting the cadence of things. Oh no. One of them. I'm just choking now. Come on, so close. Okay, one down, finally. We still have a minute. Come on, come on, come on. Come on, come on. Come on, come on, so close. Okay, okay, one more. Yes, finally! Woo. Nice. Oh, we did it. Oh, that was okay. We didn't get the all three, but at least we finished it. Woo. Yeah. So I finally got the cadence of it. Like, so you normally PGR, you don't have this kind of long endurance type battle. It's normally just pulling off your burst combos. So this one you really kind of need mastery of Pulao. Yeah, it's I feel like so her yellow orb, it does a AoE pull. So anytime one of the gears they kind of dodge away, then you have to use your yellow to pull it back in. And because the yellow orb is how do you say it? When you do the dragon combo after the axe catch, when you have enough dragon combo meter, you don't have to do a 3-ping. So you should actually save all your yellow orbs for that reason. So anytime you have dragon combo, and then you can chain it into yellow, and the yellow will pull them back together. And then in between that, then I kind of spam the other orbs. Okay. That's it though for today. That's it for now. Yeah. Okay, it's a new day. But it is Saturday. Or it's Sunday morning. So there's actually not many dailies left to do. So we should be able to get through it real quick, and we're gonna move on to Evernight Beat Story. Evernight Beat, when did Evernight Beat come out? Yeah, I haven't done any story. Well, I did the Recitativo di Fantasia last week. But not that's a side story. Evernight Beat came out in December. Yeah, okay. Alright, dailies. Knock it out real quick. Life of a PGR player doing dailies. So worth it though. Those black cards. Okay, let me do Reveries with the Wind. When I have time, I also need to run off more of my serum. I have it saved up from the last patch. But the serum is you definitely need it right now for the Pulao. You need a full set of memories. Okay. Alright, well, I'm not gonna mess around. I'm just gonna use my normal units. Oh, I missed that. Yeah, okay. So, let's get... Her voice is... she's probably... I don't know. What's her... How old do you think Pulao is? It's usually listed somewhere here. I mean, this is not actually their age. It's their psychological age. 12. Service time, is it 0 years? Is that... Wait a second. Wait, where's the age? Oh, here, mental age. I missed it. Right there on the bottom. 14. She's 14. Yeah. He seems young. Oh, I have rigor. Do you think 5-star weapon is worth it or not? So depends on... I think if you're planning to use a unit, usually 5-star weapons are worth it. because you can get them for free. You don't have to pay money or go through gacha with it. But you do have to do co-op to get it. So Rigger is... Who's Rigger again? I forget. Wait. Rigger. Rosetta. Oh, Rosetta Rigger. No, So this depends on how much you want to spend. That's what it comes down to. For a free-to-play player, you can get every new construct that comes out, every S rank and Transcendent, without paying a dime. But if you want to have enough for the signature weapon rolls, a 6-star, then that's a higher level up. So Rosetta's signature weapon is pretty important, or it's a significant upgrade. So you just get 20% more physical defense shred. Okay. 800? You mean the weapon shards? Yeah. So the main question is, let's see. So 5-star, increase attack by 10%. 4-star. You probably have a 4-star lying around too. But basically, for any unit you want to use, you have to use a 5-star, because I don't think 4-stars can even be leveled up to maximum level. I think you can only go up to like level 40 or something. So you miss out a ton of attack. Using a 5-star is okay, but I would think it depends how much you're going to spend. If you're going to spend anything and you have Rosetta, then the weapon is pretty important. It's more important than, say, I think Chrome or Vera even, maybe. Let's see, Arclight. Yeah, you see, QT. So Arclight's pretty important too. You get the proc off that. So the damage difference is, let's see right here. The damage difference is not just the damage difference on Rosetta. It's the defense shred, which applies to the QTE as well. So that's the main thing. Let's see. So I don't know how much 10% attack versus this thing. I don't know how much that is, but the main thing is for the defense shred. So if you're using, say, Alpha or Lee Entropy, or perhaps Bianca Zero or Watanabe, the physical one, then whenever you use where does the QTE proc from? No, the QTE is the SS rank. Okay. Well, it's okay. Put it this way. I don't know what rank is your Rigger at. Is it S rank or is it SS? Because SS is pretty important. SS makes it a lot easier to play. Yeah, before you get SS, the only way to apply the shred is from physically swapping in Rosetta and using the railgun. But once you get SS rank, then any QTE will buff the rest of your team, which is huge, especially if you use Alpha. 3 week or so to S. Every unit S, yeah. I guess I'd say if you're not getting to SS anytime soon and you don't want to be spending a lot, 5-star is probably good for Rosetta. Yeah. The 6-star is really nice and it pairs really well with SS. That's what I would do. Yeah, but as a free-to-play player, you basically have to get 5-star weapons on all your S ranks, because since you won't be getting any signatures. But you do have to do a lot of co-op, and I'm not a fan of co-op either. So I feel your pain. Let me burn through this energy real quick, and then I think we're about done after that. Yeah, so I think the 5-star is a good choice. Which BP? You mean the battle pass? Yeah, the BP is a good value if you're gonna be a spender. Hold on 1 second. Hold on, I'll be right back real quick. I heard a rumbling. Okay, I'm back. Sorry, I thought there was a car crash or something. Nothing though. Nothing I could see. So yeah, if you're a spender, depends how much you want to spend. But it kind of goes, you kind of usually calculate it based on the amount of black cards you get per rainbow card. So BP is pretty high up there, I think. I wrote it down somewhere. I know someone's put it up on the Reddit forum somewhere. Let me look real quick. Budget. Oh, here, wrong page. Budget. Bundle value. Here, the new battle pass is roughly 36 black cards per rainbow card. Yeah. So overall, 36 is pretty high. It used to be around 25, I think. 25, 20. I think it's around 32 now. So definitely the most important thing is to always get the monthly bundle. So that's the first purchase anyone should make. The monthly black card pass. That has a value of 100 black cards, I think. No, 110 black cards per rainbow card. But yeah, so that one just trumps everything else in terms of value, except some very, very rare one-time things that show up. So always have to do the battle pass. This one. Always the best value. So that's why this is the entry level into PGR spending, and that's basically what I mostly stick to. It's the value is huge compared to everything else. But then there's always different. There's the regular monthly ones, which are moved here now. So the battle pass I calculated is, I think, 36, roughly 36 black cards per rainbow. And then this one here, the monthly weapon R&D pass, is 32. So this is kind of baseline because it always shows up every month. This one, and also the Sarah monthly pass, these are 32. So if you want to do your own calculations, it's pretty simple. Just add up all the black cards, event constructs, and targeted weapons, and then divide by this number here. But sometimes there's packages here that are very high value, but usually not. Usually they're all lower than these two here, and everything is lower than this one. This one is just the absolute best. And that's why I started spending in PGR, because you got such good value out of it. It basically guarantees you can get a signature weapon on every S rank that comes out for, $6, $5.99 a month. Seems very fair to me. Also helps you to catch up to if you had a few mistakes. Okay, let's check through this. Clear. Oh, dorm, I think. Anyone got head pat requests? Alright, dorm. Otherwise, it's as usual. Oh, someone wants to sit. Couch. Indeed, it's very good. I'm looking for something in the closet. Oh, she's looking for her scarves again. Alright, here we go. Alpha gets a pat. Oh, I mean, Lucia and other Lucia. And also Dawn. That's what I usually go to. Yeah, I'm real lazy with dorm events now. But definitely one day I'll get back to it. One day. But not today. When I catch up with story, then you know my schedule will be a little more free. That's all I want to do right now. Then catch up on story again. Evernight beat, then survival lose some. And then we'll get this patch too. Reveries with the whale. I don't know if I'll be able to catch up before the next patch comes out. Because usually it does take quite a while. Okay, we got Grey Raven plus Alpha plus Luna. Then run Fire Roland, Karenina, and Nanami. Okay, that's it. We're here, I think. And then Egg Hawker, I think, is automatic. Actually, let's claim this. I'm pretty sure we did our war zones. Yeah, we did our pain cages. So we're good for the week. Yeah. Sunday is usually very little dailies to do. Okay. Use Pulau Dragon Frame. Okay, so what we have Pulau Challenge 3 that I can do, and we also have this Devour Wave. I don't know how many of these there are. Let's hope there aren't too many, but I've only started this one. I haven't really, you know, completed it yet. So I don't feel like doing it now. Well, maybe. I think we're good on events for today. We can hold off. We did this one. Okay, so I'm going to be starting story right after this, but I need a quick break real soon, so I will be right back again. Thank you for... Sorry for the wait. Thank you. Be right back. All right, I'm back. Let me get my headphones. Okay, thank you for waiting, everyone. Sorry about that. Let's see. Okay. All right, Evernight beat, main story. I have no idea what it's about. Other than that, it was during the roll-in patch, so he's probably involved. So, just, I don't remember everything earlier on. It's the whole PGR story. Ascendant, Nozzle, Kamu, here, space station with the hetero core down onto the train. So that's the Eternal Engine. And then I think, what happened here? It was a long time ago. But there's something with the AI, and then Kalu Metropolis. That's where things started getting good. So that's when Lucia became Plume. Fake Ascension is the Luna chapter where with the giant hetero core. I forgot what it was called already. The Kaiju one. Then we had Imprisoned Site. That was when we went investigating, looking for Luna as well as meeting those Vonnegut and stuff. Last part was with Vera. And that was kind of a standalone story. And that's where I left off. So we went to that floating city. We found the origins of Lamia. And we got some data, which he brought back. But I don't think anything came of it yet. Or maybe it did in Evernight Beat. That's where we are. And then we had extra stories. Frozen Darkness, that's with Alpha and Rosetta. Grand Blue, that was like a beach filler. There was some hunting down a researcher. Evernight was with the Rosetta. Lost Chapter was with Chang Yu, I think. Echo Aria was just with Selena, and a lot of going backwards. And Inscription Labyrinth was with 21. So, first thing I want to do first, I'm gonna go through Roland's voice lines real quick, so I get an idea of his voice, and not just yelling "Imada Kuraimaxu" nonstop, which is, I get the feeling he's not going to be yelling that a lot, but I'm trying to get the cadence of his voice. Hola, amigo. 私はローラ。なんでここに現れたかわかるよね。いや、わかるわけないか。あんたは何も知らないんだから。とにかく今日からあんたの配下になったのさ。よろしくね。So it's not super low. It's a little bit higher, and here, let's get this one out of the way. 今だ。クライマックス。It's pretty high for a male voice. 痛いな. Okay, so he likes to drag out syllables a lot. He kind of exaggerated. I want to hear that one where he talks about the Piero show. I think that's a greeting. That or that's the combo battle starts? No. We have it. こんなにも親切にわかるよ。人間はボディタッチで他の個体の存在を確かめる習慣があるんだろう。もっと早くあんたと出会いたかった。人間 So honestly, I haven't played Roland that much, other than Guild Battle. So let's just go with it. Alright, Evernight beat, finally. 21. Is there hidden? There's probably hidden too. So 21 means 7 battle stages. You can't exactly gauge the story length that way. But at least we kind of get an idea how far we're into the story. Okay, back to the main story. World Government Conference. The mark of the world government, which bears the hope of humanity. Excuse me. appears at the top of the room with dignity. Another world government conference is about to start. The silence of the conference hall is broken by Hassan's footsteps. He makes his way to the other end of the long cold desk and sits down, taking in the sight of the building with the history as old as Babylonia, which is not that old, I think. The huge conference hall is only filled by a few people. Others are participating as holograms projected on their seats. The symbols of the judicial court, executive court, control court, and the military army makes this spacious hall appear to be even more solemn. The pillars supporting the dome of the hall are all a record of history in the form of numerous name engravings. They were the ones that helped make the world government possible. History can be tasted in the solemn air. The mark of the world government, which bears the hope of humanity, appears at the top of the room with dignity. Another world government conference is about to start. The topics for discussion appear as blue data flow in the front of the seats. Hey, that's pretty cool. From Operation Acadia long ago to the recent battle commands against the Ascendants, they are all included in the discussion topics. The councilmen all understand that the topics that appear in the World Government Summit all bear grave importance to Babylonia and humanity. Each topic had been a crucial point in the history of humanity, a pivotal decision that shapes the future of Babylonia. All that sways the boat, that is the history of humanity. In comparison to that, topics brought up in the World Government Conference affect the world on a far lesser scale, which is why most participate in the form of a hologram. So what are they talking about? So the summit is the more important one. This is just a normal conference right now. Okay, so it's not as important. The lights on the dome flicker one by one, enshrouding the space in darkness. It is as if a veil of ink has been deposited on the conference hall, blurring the lines of things. This dim space allows one to imagine themselves on an isolated island among the vast universe of darkness. Right after that, bits of light begin to illuminate the place like stars. Sorry about that. The stars, data projections that appear on the screen between the pillars, color the universe. These stars are the voices of the people. Citizens of the world government upload their thoughts through their personal terminals, which then converge into a huge data flow on Gestalt. Gestalt runs at full efficiency to extract important data from this flow and summarize them into a simple display to project in the conference hall, allowing the councilmen to hear the voices of the people. Hassan stands, wrapped in the light, and announces the start of the conference. First on the agenda, recently, Actelec proposed amendments to a treaty signed in the past, demanding us to provide more helium-3. I would like to know your thoughts on this matter. 92% of the people think that, for the stability of humanity, we should agree to our allies' demand if we have enough resources to spare. However, 7 think that the treaties are scared. Agreeing to the amendments would diminish Babylonia's authority, and that if it happens once, there will be a second time. They would just demand resources from us indefinitely, and we lose the upper hand. But don't forget that it's thanks to Actelec that we were able to resume our ground logistics and trades with the conservation area. Those blood-sucking merchants are requesting to change the treaty now, precisely because they know that. We'll just be walking into their trap. To summarize, the Control Court is not in favor of agreeing to Actelec's request. Actelec is an ally that can be negotiated with as long as the content is realistic. There will be another chance for discussion. A calm voice emits from behind a Control Court symbol, interrupting the two councilmen's squabble. I was a woman. The speaker is a gray-haired woman, one of the few who are actually present in the conference hall. Time has mercilessly decorated her short hair with streaks of white and etched wrinkles onto her face, but her sharp eyes remain determined. Those pair of eyes have witnessed countless storms in the history of humanity, and it is exactly all that she has endured that allowed her to stay vigilant. It may be exhausting to have to stay on edge at all times, but but she still does it because she understands the duty of the control court. She understands the responsibility one has to bear as the person in charge of said court. Okay, so control court, they said, I'm trying to look back. Judicial, executive, control, and military. I don't really know what they are, but she's the control court. She is the one who reins in those who stray and ensures that the conference does not endanger humanity. To sustain a friendly relationship while still being able to maintain authority. Voting regarding Congresswoman Hilda's proposal begins now. Hassan presses the green button in front of him. The screen between the pillars shows a huge gauge panel. After a few seconds, Gestalt displays the result. 97.1 are in favor of Ombudswoman Hilda's proposal, 0.8% opposing votes, and 2.1% abstain. The supporting rate is higher than the minimum requirements. This proposal is passed. Good. The Judicial Court will draft the new amendments and pass it on to the Control Court for filing. I'll sign it after the Diplomatic Court clears it. Moving on to the second topic of the day. Nicola's proposal to expand the army. That is the last of the topics for discussion today. Any questions? The conference did not go on for long. The well-oiled machine operates at maximum capacity to lead humanity, going through discussions efficiently and solving problems in the way most appealing to the public. A hologram of a congressman lights up at Hassan's question.
Mr. President, this isn't a question regarding any of the topics discussed, but a personal question. About the return ceremony of Windsor from Atlantis. Was it necessary for it to be so lavish?
A projection of the crowd appears in the middle of the conference hall. I guess we got a party for our return. I thought they locked us up again. So... It shows the crowd cheering with joyous expressions. One can feel the atmosphere of the event just by watching.
This one ceremony exhausted resources that could have sustained a small living area in Babylonia for 3 days. I don't see how it's logical to use up all those resources just to celebrate a soldier completing their mission and reuniting with their team.
They fought off the Ascendant Lamia and brought the hope of Atlantis back to Babylonia. It can be said that it was a historic moment in the advancement of science. A lot of citizens volunteered to participate in the ceremony, which naturally leads to more resources being exhausted. Adding in all that Windsor has achieved on land, of course people would want to celebrate the return of a hero. Hassan motions toward the holographic crowd. The crowd dims, finally leaving only the Grey Raven visible.
But it's been a while since we paraded a whole team of constructs in front of the public for them to worship. Wouldn't a whole team be harder to control compared to the Undying Loy? Who's the Undying Loy? I don't remember already. Wait, Undying Loy is the one in Vera's story, right? I think. It was Vera. It was that guy who would die and then he would get brought back with a different memory but given the title, and people would just worship him because they thought he's like the champion of Babylonia, but he wasn't a fighter, he was just a figurehead. He was just propaganda. That's what I remember, I think. Yes, we know. But people are mentally strained from the constant war. They need something to rely on spiritually. They need hope. Hope is not something we can just make. It's something that exists because people wish for it. We are merely listening to the wants of the people. Even in something as trivial as hope?
Hilda, okay, Hilda voice.
Hope has never been something trivial.
How old do you think she is? She's not like grandma age. Well, she's pretty old too.
Hope has never been.
Oh, let's see.
Hope has never been something.
She's probably not fragile though. I don't know.
Hope has never been something. Hope has never been something trivial.
Let me put some grit into it.
Hope has never been something
Okay, I don't know.
Hope has never been something trivial.
Have you never read mythology, Congressman Fermi?
What does mythology have to do with this? Aren't you curious as to why heroes were written in similar ways, no matter the origins of the myths? Someone always loses their peaceful life and has to go through numerous trials before returning triumphantly, basked in glory and praise. Hi Cherry, welcome back to the stream. Under the guise of a hero is just a normal human, but people regard them as a champion equal to the gods nonetheless. It is because heroes inspire hope in people, and where there is enough hope, you can lead the people. But if you destroy hope, you become the enemy of the people. Which is why hope is never trivial. It can be one of the most powerful weapons if used correctly. I will leave the rest of the explanation to Commander Nicola. As if on cue, Nicola looks up from the reports in his hand. Okay, I need a Nicola voice too. I hate this guy too. He's like number 4 or 5 on my shit list. Right after Vanessa and Gabriel and Exhibition Manager. So, I'm sure. Okay, he's pretty old too. I'm sure everyone has noticed the frequent interference. Okay, he's probably got a life of privilege and luxury. So his voice probably doesn't have that much grit. I'm sure everyone has noticed the frequent. I'm sure everyone has noticed. Let's see. Oh, thank you, Cherry, for stopping by. Take care. Let's see. I'm sure everyone has noticed the frequent. I'm sure. He's kind of. Maybe he smokes a pack of cigarettes a day. Hold on, let me take off his shirt. I'm getting hot. Yeah, because he's not a construct. He has no voice, actual voiced lines. So I have to use my imagination. I'm sure everyone has noticed the frequent interferences Kurono has been causing recently. Maybe a little deeper. I'm sure everyone has noticed the frequent interferences Kurono has been causing recently. It was necessary to expose Windstrider to the public in order to end these unsavory exchanges with them. It is to protect Grey Ravens as much as to serve a warning to Kurono. The public's attention is the best surveillance. Even Kurono. I'm gonna take no. Kurono cannot do as they please under constant public attention. At least for now. Which is why we have prepared a special mission for the newly reunited Grey Ravens in hopes of prolonging the temporary protection. As the councilman reacts by staying silent, Hassan plasters on his usual smile. He claps to indicate the end of the conference. The holograms flicker out while the remaining councilmen filter out of the hall. Soon, only Hassan, Nicola, and Hilda are left. Kurono has eyes everywhere. There was no need to announce our objectives out loud for the whole world to see. It's fine. I'm certain Kurono already knows all this, so it wouldn't have made a difference. And there's nothing they can do about it at the moment. Huh. It's been a while since the three of us have had a chat. Private interactions can lead to unfair judgment. As the leader of the control court, I have to refrain from private meetings with you to remain fair. But there are exceptions, such as when discussing something as unique as what we are going to now. Shall we get on with it then? So what have the control court and the science council found out about the Omega file? Depending on the significance, we may have to prepare for a large-scale world government conference. The conclusion is already on your terminals. I just sent it through the encrypted channel a second ago. Politics. That's all it's been so far. Alright, we're on to 2. No battles yet. Antagonism. Science is a torch that lights the way to humanity's future. Not a wind that fans the flame of some civil war. Yeah, so I wonder where Roland is this whole time. I think last time during the 21 story, Vera and 21, they were looking through that old village, and then they fought some what are those called? Transcendents? Not the Transcendents, the other ones. Anyways, I remember they fought Voodoo at the end. And Roland was like stalking them the whole time, but he escaped at the end. Collins, I hate this guy too. I seem to hate everyone in this story. That's how the story is, though. It's you kind of hate you hate all the government people. You hate all the. It's just there's a lot of bad people, a lot of villains. Everyone, all government. No, hell no. Collins throws the thick stack of files into the air before lying on the black walnut table in the study. His arms and legs stretched like a snow angel. The stuff we made with Luna's data is nothing but an empty shell. That thing won't help us evolve, not even for a bit. He's like really high up too. Rebecca, she's the other one. She works for Kurono. Actually, they both do, I think. It's been a while, I don't remember. Is that so? All the data entries from the reports I've seen have suggested that it's better than any frame in existence. Useless! With his sluggish tone, Colin sits up from the desk. Sluggish, I'm gonna change it. Loosening his tie and looking at the person reporting to him. Sluggish, I've never wanted another powerful construct. What I want is to get humanity to evolve closer to ascendance. Don't you get it? If a construct is an improvement on a human's flesh and bones, then an ascendant is an extraordinary leap of progress. And that possibility of evolution, the chance to free humanity from its limitations of the last few hundred of millennia, is hidden inside that agent. It's how we give humanity more leverage on this planet. No, in this universe. It's clearly not something we can decipher for now. Perhaps. But as long as we have Luna with us, we will figure out a way to unlock this treasure trove. What? They have Luna? Since when? Everyone was still tracking her the last time I read. See, I've been meaning to ask you. Are you not avoiding saying that name anymore? That's not necessary with you. After all, we're tentative partners during this exciting journey of opening a treasure trove. What? You don't seem excited at all. Because this is not the time. Based on our eyes and ears in the Parliament, our situation is quite dire currently. We won't be able to touch the Commandant for a while. That's fine. Don't you think this whole ordeal is one of the gifts of the trove as well? That feeling when you have the treasure chest in your hands, but not a single thing you do will budge it. The anxiety and thrill when you can't even find the keyhole. As if ants and insects are crawling and gnawing all over your body. We're being engulfed by fire. Colin cries, a dramatic tear, it gliding along his wrinkles and the two hands covering his chest, leaving a wet mark on his dark-colored suit. It's a once-in-a-lifetime experience, I'm telling you, because no one will know that the wait is worth it. You'll know once you open the chest. You will gain riches that can topple the world. But we've lost the only one who can unlock that chest, and this key is being protected by the Parliament right now. And you don't look distressed at all. Oh, how can you say that about me? I'm one of those shepherds that care about their herd after all. One of those that carry a butcher knife, I suppose. Huh. Regardless, charging into a herd of sheep to snatch one is just gonna cause us trouble. One day, our dear Whimser will find a way back into our sack. One day. Collins chews over his words, his gaze traveling past Rebecca in the distance. How about waiting for that day with a little class? Huh, of course. Collins takes his time to jump off the table, taking a bow in a way he thinks elegant, before heading to a compartment to the side. A few moments later, he steps out with a new suit that looks identical to his old one. Do you only have one style of suit? Clothes are just cages of morality that humanity locks themselves in. All it does is distinguish us from the monkeys in the zoos, making us look more civilized. Would you care about what your cage looks like? I can't agree with that. That's alright. I was just expressing my opinions, not looking for approval.
Everyone expresses themselves with their eyes, their actions, and their posture as long as they live. I simply choose to express with my words. How about you? What do you think? What do I think? About what? This floating treasure above the Parliament. This floating treasure the Parliament is hiding. I'm still not sure what it is, but thanks to what you did, the Parliament has retrieved quite a number of things. Ooh, loots! Can't believe he said loots. Collins closes his eyes, his finger gently tapping on his temple. I need some water. Colin closes his eyes, his finger gently tapping on his temple. How dare you, Nikki? Now I'm even more eager to see what you will reap. Oh, the anticipation. I'll leave it up to you, our dear socialite. The time we collect the fruit of their labor. Everything is at your disposal. Nothing is off the table. I wait for your good news. Collins laughs as he pushes open the door and walks away, leaving Rebecca alone in the study. She takes a look at the terminal Collins has left on the desk. The monitor keeps flickering as it refreshes the different confidential journals the Science Council has submitted to the Parliament. Seriously? He's the same after all these years. Shaking her head, Rebecca grabs the terminal from the desk and departs this opulent room. All I got from this is that they have Luna now. Nicola. Hassan and Nicola have been silent like this for the last 10 minutes as they read through the content in the terminal. They read it over and over, making sure that they had not skipped even a single footnote nor misinterpreted the meaning of any single line. Due to the clearance level required, we have monitored the entire process of researching the Omega file. Okay, the Omega file. During the process, the Science Council followed the experiment approaches recorded in the Omega file. Combining the research data Lustrous and the rest left behind, they were making attempts non-stop day and night. Eventually, they reproduced the phenomenon the Atlantis researchers observed. That means the punishing virus can indeed be absorbed. Hassan can feel his voice shaking as he says it out loud. Everyone in the room understands what that represents. The punishing virus, the bane of humanity's exile from Earth, is now something that can be eliminated. This long drawn-out war has finally seen a hopeful glimpse of victory. Humans finally have a chance to reclaim Earth. And the prices paid in the past have not been in vain. All those sacrifices can finally see redemption. Atlantis has passed us the torch of hope, and its flame will light the fire that burns away the punishing virus on our planet. Nicola also expresses a hint of being moved. He closes his eyes slowly, remembering all the little things from the past. Exhaling a deep breath, he breaks the shock and silence in the Parliament room with his resounding voice. We know how, and we can see the finish line. We don't have any reason to waste time here then. Exactly. The Omega file is humanity's treasure. Move the Science Council's resource distribution to the highest level and prioritize all their needs. The moment we develop the devices that can absorb the punishing virus, humanity will have their strongest weapons to end this war. After Hassan issues his command, Nicola's expression returns to his usual coldness. Mr. President, don't forget that making a move this big will draw the bloodthirsty sharks lurking underneath. Kurono wants our research, but we also want their data. As long as we put on the proper defenses and take the right steps, we can use this opportunity to figure out what Kurono has discovered behind our backs. God, his smile, he's such an evil grin. Hate this guy. So for our upcoming operation, we just have to play along. That's about it. The details have been sent to your terminal. I'm sorry to get you involved in our conflict with the extra requests. That's fine. I just have to make some adjustments to the encryption protocol, and you will have what you need. See, I imagine Asimov sounds just like Wanshi. And I can't do Wanshi. I'm really bad at Wanshi voice. The coordinates of the Omega file will now change every millisecond.
and the data recorded inside is encrypted every minute. With all these encryption orders overlapping each other, Kurono would have to decrypt tens of thousands of times after just a day if they want to learn anything from it. If they do decrypt it, the virus I planted inside will trigger, and the data from the Kurono network will be sent to a set of data chips on my end. I got it. Kurono. Asimov speaks fast, but he codes even faster. A series of coding commands appears on the monitor soon before he eventually presses the enter key with force. He speaks pretty fast. You've got what you need. You've got what you need. Asimov has not stopped typing even when he speaks. To him, nothing can interrupt his research on the Omega file now. But in order to progress to the actual application of the Omega file, we need more punishing virus samples to study. I see. Knowing the enemy is the only way to make sure we don't miss anything. Apart from known corrupted descendants, we also need data from the hetero creatures and the hetero hive mother. Given the polyphages beyond salvaging, the hetero hive mother remains we got from the sewage are far from enough. Hetero hive mother. What patch was that? The polyphage is the kaiju one, I think. Those remains have all been transferred to the Science Council. I'm afraid we can't give you more. If we don't have it, we'll just find it. Hilda waves the miniature terminal in her hand. This is the terminal Asimov sent to the control court. Allow me to explain the rest. It records the abnormal data captured by the Inver device from the Glory frame. During the investigations, the Science Council determined that this abnormal punishing virus overload stemmed from the fight between Chrome and the Hive Mother. That's Chrome Patch, yeah. During the fight, the Hive Mother maintained a faint connection with an entity beyond the sewage system. That connection was the reason Chrome's Inver device overloaded when it shouldn't have. A similar connection has existed before between the Polyphage and the Terragotta Queen. Damaging one affects the other, and the wounded side will send out an alert to the surviving side in a way to accumulate experience, like a defensive mechanism a tribe develops to make sure of its survival. To do that means the hetero creatures have evolved to a fairly high level of intelligence. The abnormal behavior of Chrome's Inver device gave us the data to support that. There may be more than one hetero hive mother. More frankly put, having multiple bodies is a shared characteristic of all hetero creatures. The punishing virus emulates Earth's ecosystem to establish its own tree of life. Every branch, every leaf on that tree represents the same hetero creature, species, at different levels of evolution. The task force has indeed mentioned in the record that Vonnegut said that hetero hive mother was just a test subject. Then can we deduce that there's a completed or more evolved hetero hive mother out there and it's hidden somewhere on the surface? I see. We'll send our forces to search for data on that advanced subject. Hassan waves his hand and the image of the Babylonian hangar appears in the middle of the parliament. A massive number of task forces have already gathered before the hangar, all prepared to march for Earth before the conversation in the parliament even started, ready to send their blades across the enemy's throats. Right now, all they are waiting for is an order to turn the safety off. That order is in the hands of the parliament, locked and loaded. Asimov understands that this is the parliament showing how much they value the Omega file. He turns his gaze away from the projection, only to notice a pink-haired construct in the scene. She stands on a stage, observing the constructs gathered before the hangar, and compared them with the names on their list in her hand. The icon of the control court on her body establishes her identity and the role she has there. As the scene of the hangar is recorded and projected to the Parliament Hall, the smiling pink-haired construct looks directly at the camera. This one, we saw her in the other patch, Recitativo di Fantasia. I had no idea who she is because I did the chapters out of order. I guess she's with Babylonia. I thought, yeah. Most of that story was not related to the main story, I think. But, little details like this. It's better to play in order. That's why I really want to catch up. So we can play them as they come out. Asimov feels that she is not looking at the camera. Instead, her gaze crosses the countless cables and reaches the Parliament. Or maybe somewhere even further. The thought bemuses Asimov. By the time he tries to confirm his feelings, the pink-haired construct has already finished her inspection and left the hangar. Shaking his head, Asimov focuses back on the terminal before him. If you're done with what you have to say, I'll go back to work. Asimov is about to hang up when Hilda's voice interrupts him. Before you go, there's a question I hope you can answer honestly. As the leading researcher on Babylonia, your stance is far more important than every other research personnel. Science is a torch that lights the way to humanity's future, not a wind that fans the flame of some civil war. That's where I stand. These chapters aren't like super long. I almost felt like some of the Selena interlude ones were real long. But I mean, we also haven't gotten a single battle one yet, so we don't know what's going on. Alright, let's check it out. Oh, this uses... We have energy for now. Oh, sorry, Lucia. Interrupted you. I was just gonna check our serum. We're doing good. Let's keep going. Oh, test team. Grey Raven, yay! Honestly, I feel like I'm a lot less invested in the story when Grey Raven's not there. Because I am a Lucia simp. So when Grey Raven is not there, it's good. The story is good, but I miss Lucia all the time. Alright, let's see. Hold on, I'm cold again. Let me put on the shirt. Oh, by the way, I'm sorry, I forgot to ask. Is the volume okay for everyone? Can you guys hear the in-game music a little bit, maybe? Alright, let's continue. Babylonia's artificial sun has set for now. Apart from some soldiers on patrol and the lively crowd in the markets, most people have fallen asleep. As for you, you are sitting in front of the desk inside the Grey Raven break room, going over the recent mission logs. The logs have been arranged from left to right chronologically by Liv. Your fingertip flips over a page and another memory is reawakened in your mind. Sitting on the transport craft returning from Atlantis, you receive President Hassan's encrypted transmission all of a sudden. First of all, congratulations on completing this confidential special ops. Grey Raven can finally take a rest in the coming days. Confidential special ops? That's right. You must be able to tell from reuniting with your team that Kurono's control over Grey Raven has been dismantled by us. You have proven yourself with your actions, and it's only fair that we reward you with more than just empty words and congratulations. When you're back on Babylonia, we will host the grandest welcome ceremony for you. ... Your reaction seems to suggest that you've got something to say. You're a smart person. I suppose that this is not that bad a time. Hassan smiles and nods. After the ceremony, Grey Raven will no longer be an ordinary squad under the task force, but war heroes that make the impossible possible. The people will follow you. They will look up to you. You have brought them a spark of hope for victory and overcome desperate situations time and time again. They will see every move the Grey Ravens make. And because of that, Kurono can no longer take the Grey Raven away from the people. Why this? Because people are looking for heroes, for hopes that will bring the war to an end, and the Grey Ravens are the perfect candidates. To carry out this plan, Grey Raven's main mission in the coming days will be to boost morale in each fighting region, to establish people's hope for victory. What? What's going on? No! That's what the people want, and that's how we will protect you. Oh no. Oh no, you've not seen Vera and the Cerberus members for a long time since the welcoming ceremony. Apart from returning to Babylonia to hand in your mission logs, you and the Grey Ravens have spent most of your time going from safe zone to safe zone among different areas on the surface, far away from the front line. You might be more free carrying out the Parliament's mission and being forbidden to contact some people. It might be more free, carrying out the Parliament's mission and being forbidden to contact some people, than being locked in Kurono's cell. This overprotection has nonetheless grown wary on you. The Babylonian night is still far from over. You open the mission log on the desk to confirm the final details before submitting. As it opens, the recorded scenes play out before you as projections one by one. Oh, battle, battle, battle. That or some kind of... Okay, so this is the battle that happened earlier. Grey Raven mission log number 5568. This is Grey Raven. We're here to assist you. I have vision of the conversation area. Defense force. Reinforcement has arrived. Look, it's Grey Raven. They finally come back. Grey Raven's here. Time for a counterattack. Shiki-kan, we have arrived at the defense forces locations. Your orders, please. Lucia. Here we go. Monstrum. Oh. I could have sworn we dodged that. Getting beat up. This is not good. Alright, moving on. It's the last one. Oh, light spike. The moon is hanging high. Wait, so before I forget, at first, like that, it reminds me of Captain America, like in his first movie, where he just paraded around as a hero and he doesn't get to do anything anymore. So I guess we're safe now, but I hope we're doing something useful other than just spreading propaganda. The moon is hanging high above the city. Excuse me. By the time your work to support the conservation area is over. Defensive artillery runs silent at the city outskirts. Building repairs inside the conservation. It's conservation area, right? Not conversation area. It can't be conversation area. Building repairs inside the conservation area are not over. People set up tents at the foot of the CPF, resting and dining by the sporadic campfire and the moonlight. You can hear the conversation of two soldiers from a nearby tent. They have kept their voices low to avoid disturbing others' rest, but you still manage to hear them, having sat close by. Why aren't you sleeping? Can't sleep. Something on your mind? The scavenger slowly sighs heavily after a long silence. It just feels unreal. Before you lot saved me and took me here, my friend and I were just wandering about. There was no tent, not to mention a bed, just in case some corrupted showed up during our sleep and took us out. We had to rest back to back, guns in our hand, hidden in a hole somewhere. Now there's a tent, and food, and Babylonia to keep us safe. We ain't relying on... Oh, I missed it. We ain't relying on our junk equipment to protect ourselves no more. There's still a gun in my hand, but my friend couldn't last long enough to get help from Babylonia. I'm sorry. There's nothing to apologize for. Old Johnny and I both knew we'd die any moment. No despairing without dreaming. That's how we scavengers see it. Seeing the conservation area being rebuilt, hearing the news of other cities getting taken back, and receiving supplies from Babylonia, That's when I knew that the days of living in fear were over. Safety and stability are back, and it all just feels so unreal.
I understand. I used to be a soldier fighting on the front line as well. Barely got rescued from underneath the Grim Reaper's scythe, and now I'm stationed way back here in the conservation area. The cries of my company when they died still echo in my ears. I can still feel their broken limbs on my fingertips. Enemies with overwhelming power easily took down my squad. Despair had shattered my will to fight. The last thing I saw before I blacked out was a raven-winged ascendant.
But you still survived.
Yeah, I found out afterward that a squad managed to defeat the ascendant and held the defense line.
Who were they?
Grey Raven, that's what the report said.
Aren't they the ones here earlier today?
That's right. They're still fighting on multiple battlefields, even to this day. It's because of soldiers like them that I don't think humans are hopeless in this war.
I see. We're both crushed by despair, which is why the safety we're feeling now is so unreal, I guess.
Enough with the cheesy stuff. We're alive after all. As long as we live, we have to carry on our companions' hopes and dreams and bring them to fruition.
You're right.
Don't you have some cards with you? If you can't sleep, how about a game?
Sure. ... Damn it, I can't even hold my cards steady now. The old raspy voice of the scavenger sounds shaken. I'm going to bed. We'll play next time. Having said that, the scavenger does not seem to have fallen asleep, given the rustling sound you hear from the tent.
Right, next time, both of us.
You hear quiet sobbing from the tent, and his weeping adorns the silent night. You stand up and walk far away. You hear a lullaby, on and off, on your way. Following the sound, you see Liv sitting in a crowd next to a woman, humming along with her. The woman is teaching her how to sing the song. Between the two lies a familiar, kitten-like boy. The corner of his mouth is still dotted with crumbs of rations. Liv has covered him with a blanket in case he catches a cold during the night. The woman teaches Liv as she watches carefully at the sleeping boy, gently rubbing away the crumbs by his mouth. Liv, what's the situation? Liv gestures you to be quiet. Shh. It seems that the boy has just fallen asleep. The woman carries a cup to you.
This is some soup that we made. I hope you won't mind.
You find yellow tinted broth inside. Yellow tinted broth? Ugh. It's not a great color. Not even soup, it's broth, so it's translucent. It's like creamy piss. Behind them is a pot with barely enough soup cooked, but she still fills your cup to the brim. The sweetness of corn perfumes air. Okay, so it's like corn soup. They should have started with that, not yellow tinted broth. Did you plant this?
Yes, we planted them on the experimental farm inside the conservation area. Actilec brought us excellent seeds for corn from the conservation areas, turning the impossible dream of growing crops possible.
You take the cup from the woman and take a sip. The initial bitterness turns to sweetness as the corn mixture passes your throat, its fragrance filling your mouth. As the woman has said, this is something impossible to dream of in the past, with a harsh environment on the surface.
There's something I want to say to you ever since leaving the no man's land.
Please. Looking at Liv and you, the woman is getting emotional. Her lips are trembling, before eventually saying two words.
Thank you. You didn't mind how hostile we were when we first met, saving my grandson nonetheless and bringing us here to the conservation area.
Wait, have we seen this woman before? Maybe. He doesn't have a name though. Because there was a kid who ran away. You know, there's a bunch of scavengers and the people on the surface.
Even though we agreed with your relocating here, we still didn't approve of everything Babylonia did when we first arrived. But after living here, we start to realize something we didn't want to accept. Even though the world government has abandoned us once, it doesn't mean that everyone there has given up on those of us remaining on the surface. Conservation area built one after another are the best evidence. Old habits die hard, but we scavengers have left the no man's land behind. Perhaps we start anew.
After thanking you, the woman's words come out non-stop, like a broken dam.
My apologies. Someone my age should be able to remain calm despite the changes, but it turns out I'm still as sentimental as ever.
She wipes away the tears from the corner of her eyes, returning to her grandson's side, sitting down and caressing his cheek. Still, the gentle smile hung at the corner of her mouth cannot hide the sorrow underneath. They finally have food on their plates and a roof above their heads, but the only family they have left is each other. All her other relatives, much like the many families on the surface, have been lost during the war with the punishing virus. Liv reaches out and gently pats the woman on the back. The woman is no longer the defensive mother she once was, leaning her head on Liv's shoulder and drifting off to sleep. Seeing the woman and child by her side, Liv looks at you and nods, indicating that you can leave this area to her. The temperature begins to decrease as the night continues. People gather in their tents in groups, soundly asleep, accompanied by the moonlight and the lullaby. It is midnight by the time you confirm all the recent mission logs. Grey Raven's main mission in the coming days will be to boost morale in each fighting region to establish people's hope for victory. Just like what the president said. Clearing corrupted, scouting, transferring supplies, simple, cumbersome, and focused work has become the major theme of your recent days. Conservation areas are being built one after another behind the front lines. With the help of Actelec, people are trading with each other. ARU is being steadily rebuilt. Lost bases in some areas are recovered by the Forsaken. With each of your recent missions, you can see the surface is on track to being reclaimed. You have also fulfilled your objectives perfectly, encouraging the men and women on the ground as the Parliament hopes.
Yeah, I found out afterward that a squad managed to defeat the Ascendant and held the defense line.
Who were they?
Grey Raven, that's what the report said.
Aren't they the ones earlier today?
That's right, they're still fighting on multiple battlefields, even to this day. It's because of soldiers like that I don't think humans are hopeless in this war.
It's great to have Grey Raven here. There's hope if Grey Raven's with us. Don't give up, Grey Raven's coming. Similar phrases have been appearing around you. People's attention has also become another form of scrutiny, protecting as well as pressuring you. The mission logs before you are both approvals and bounds of the Grey Raven.
Commandant, you're still awake?
Just signing off the recent logs. Lucia, Liv, and Lee step inside the room one by one, interrupting your spiraling thoughts. Liv walks towards you with a steaming teacup. Thanks. You take the cup from her, and its warmth casts away the coldness on your fingertips after having swept through the mission logs. 1 second.
Kashiki-kun, the pressure must have been building up inside you. What are you thinking? Talk to us about it.
Just duties for soldiers. Lee shakes his head, seeing the logs on the desk. There's so much more to do, with many problems we can solve instead of staying in the back, safe and secured. You're right.
The situation isn't officially steady yet. We can't let our guard down on those who took the Commandant away in the first place.
Kurono. This name has been appearing around you more often lately. If you do anything out of the ordinary during this time, even the president can't protect you. President Hassan and the others have realized the danger you could encounter since back then. Kurono's behavior was also quite suspicious when you were connecting to Cerberus. Why would they withhold coordinates of Luna's home from Cerberus in the first place? Why did they give them the wrong coordinates and task you to locate them? That arrangement was not a mistake. It was a deliberate test, and ignoring the underlying threat Kurono is presenting, hidden beneath the calm surface of Babylonia. You have been discovering dead zones along the railway, and you have heard of stagnant, corrupted in multiple areas. All of them point to the fact that something is changing on the surface. A threat is lingering around you, the dots waiting to be connected. It's not over yet. Clearly, the Parliament wants to keep Grey Raven safely in the back and shape them into idols of hope. Sand down the sharp edges, and Grey Raven will become the tool to comfort the masses. This does not bode well to everyone on the team. thought of breaking the stalemate is on the edge of all your minds. And that is when your terminal rings. Beep, 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 beep. Oh, that's it. Okay, I don't know if this is accurate. At first we were at 14%. 20% already. Okay. So if we're at this rate, if we continue at this rate and it's not significantly longer, we can probably get done. We'll be done in another 2 days, I would say. If we continue. I mean, there's also more dailies and events coming up. Okay, let's keep going though. Right now it's 124. Yeah, if you, for anyone new, if you're enjoying the stream, hit me with a follow. I'm still aiming for Twitch affiliate, so I could really use it. Okay, let's continue. Chapter 4. Search for coordinates. Asimov stops tapping on the projection and points toward one point on the globe. Chrome?
Let's hear him out, Commandant.
Connect. Sorry to disturb you at this hour. That's fine. You know what kind of busy work I'm doing. You know what kind of, quote, busy work I'm doing. Chrome does not respond to that directly. He gives you a slight smile. And you both understand each other perfectly. Recently, the task force has been searching the clues on the hetero hive mother on the surface. Do you remember Vonnegut mentioning the hive mother in the sewers was just a test subject? Yes. Right. After that, Asimov and I confirmed one thing as we exchange data, which is that the hetero hive mother exists as an advanced being, hidden somewhere on Earth, waiting to hatch. The several hive mothers the task force found so far are not as developed as the one underneath City 075. Some of them haven't even developed a functional heart. This discovery also confirmed the idea that the same hetero creature would multiply into multiple beings. Based on the polyphage and the hetero hive mother in the sewers, ascendants can have a pivotal role in helping the hetero creatures grow. That undiscovered advanced subject has Vonnegut aiding its growth. That undiscovered advanced subject has Vonnegut aiding its growth, so its level of completion must be second to none. So it's that special one that we found, that they found underneath the... Though that was during the Chrome patch, I think. Yeah. I think so. Well, let's keep going. Which makes locating it a time-sensitive task. There are 3 reasons I'm looking for you now. First, a specialized frame. Indeed, we have defeated the hetero hive mother with my glory frame, which means Lucia, with her specialized frame, is also capable of defeating the same enemy type. Second, the punishing virus overloading. That's right. Since the hive mother will overload invert devices with the punishing virus, we require a commandant on the scene to stabilize the constructs to prevent infection. And the one who has multiple experiences fighting ascendants and powerful hetero creatures, as well as having connected to corrupted by Huashu without being infected, is the perfect candidate. So you know about what happened in City 075? Yes, I do. I took advantage of my father's position to gather some information. Chrome answers directly. You can tell he has no intention to use that information against you, by how sincere his gaze is. Third, Grey Raven on the front line is the best encouragement for the army. Exactly. The front line is dangerous, sure, but removing threats on the fiercest battlefield will score Grey Raven another major achievement, further stoking the flame of hope. This also matches with what the Parliament wants for your team. There's a 4th reason, isn't there? I knew I couldn't hide anything from you. Is your frame really alright? It is, and thanks to that experience, we managed to record the abnormal data and confirm our hypotheses on the evolution of the hive mother. But the Science Council can't rule out that the overload will further damage to the glory frame, which is why Strikehawk has to stay on Babylonia to help with the research on the hetero hive mother instead of fighting on the field. What about Kamu? A Kamu who works alone away from Strikehawk is deemed too dangerous by others. And given his uniqueness, he will be staying with us and assisting the Science Council on their research for now. I see. In conclusion, I feel like Grey Raven is our best option when it comes to missions that concern the advanced subject. Chrome stresses his voice when he says Grey Raven is our best option. Thanks. No worries. I'll wait for you at Asimov's lab. Of course. Asimov's laboratory is way messier compared to the last time you were here. Different folders and machines are scattered in this space, making it difficult for you to find a place to stand. Asimov is focusing on the report in his hands, quickly tapping on the keyboard when he thinks of something before returning to his papers. A researcher is standing by his side, looking at Chrome and you by the door. Please come in, Chrome and Whimser. Turn left for 30 degrees and take 2 steps forward. That is the area Mr. Asimov has provided you to stand. Where are the others? They left already. They left after delivering the reports. You two are the last ones. First, allow me to explain the current situation on behalf of Mr. Asimov once again. The Science Council current research requires a large amount of punishing virus samples. With sufficient samples, the research progress can advance by 40%. But not any samples. The higher the strength of the sample, the more accurate the data it provides. Among corrupted, hetero creatures and ascendants, hetero creatures are best suited to the study, given that it evolves from the punishing virus itself. Among the hetero creatures, highly developed entities like the polyphage, siren, and the hetero hive mother are the most ideal samples. Chrome has already told you about the advanced hetero hive mother. Currently, we have discovered and destroyed several hive mothers that develop naturally, but their completion rate cannot compare to the one found in the sewers. So we hypothesize that the hetero hive mother aided by Vonnegut is most likely the purest being made with the punishing virus. Now, let's exchange information to locate the advanced subject out there. The researcher swipes across the air before him, and a large projection of Earth appears in the middle of the laboratory. Chrome reaches out and touches a spot on the globe, asking, "This is where the sewers underneath City 075 are. There are 2 known factors, data of Luna at her prime, recorded by Ouroboros, and the time difference between Strikehawk's first retreat from the sewers and our second return there when we ran into Vonnegut." I don't remember what Ouroboros is. Data of Luna. Okay, that's the Kowloon thing. If Vonnegut had moved outside during this time frame, the furthest he could have traveled given these 2 factors would be within this area. Chrome draws a circle on the globe as he says that, although we couldn't guarantee that he had left for where the advanced subject was. But if... Chrome pauses for a second, hesitating before he continues. If I were him, I would go confirm the state of the hive mother during this period of time. Although this was only my subjective estimation, we couldn't ignore the faintest possibility. And so Strikehawk began to search for data related to Vonnegut on the surface, and we eventually discovered some of his unique signals recently. Afterward, we searched outward with the sewers as the center, before we finally came upon matches to his signals in these directions. The circle on the globe gets smaller and turns into a few thin lines displaying the directions Chrome has mentioned. But this is based on a hypothesis. That's fair, but it's not without value. Science, after all, is a process to confirm a hypothesis. Asimov says it out of nowhere, his gaze having not moved from his monitor. Here's the intel Science Council has organized. After analyzing the hetero hive mother, although we can't determine the principle on which it is formed, we can confirm several of its features. Abnormally energized punishing virus concentration and interference on the magnetic field nearby. Not only does that interference affect communication, but could also even affect the surrounding environment. The things the researcher is listing match the anomalies you have been encountering on the surface. If we can discover the exact coordinates of these anomalies on the surface, we will be able to narrow down the possible locations of the completed hetero hive mother, after combining the data with Chrome's circle. Right, now we just need to have the task force find those coordinates. Alright, time for me to take the stage. As Chrome and the researchers look on bewildered, you mark out the different anomalies you have learned about throughout your different missions on the globe. Their words have connected all the dots among the different anomalies you have encountered recently. No wonder I felt like I was missing something. The anomalies that have been happening all across the globe are no accidents. A new storm is brewing. These coordinates! The researcher nods at Asimov. Asimov takes a look at the dead zones and anomalies you marked, and he frees up a hand before tapping by the projection of the globe. Multiple formulas and equations appear by the projection, the variables changing at an incredibly high speed. Time difference. Wait, I missed it. Time difference and movement speed. The latitude and longitude differences from the railway, the consumption of the helium-3, and the average speed of the Eternal engine, and the area of the different dead zones can be calculated. Input the coordinates and the areas of the anomalies into the function and calculate. Then combine the result with the angle where Vonnegut might have been. About 41 to 42 degrees. Wow, I'm so smart. A conclusion not one of you can come to alone. Then, with all of you working together, all of your clues converge into one single point through Asimov's formula. This is where the advanced subject could be. Asimov stops tapping on the projection, points toward one point on the globe. Oh, we found it. How's the revitalization of the conservation areas?
Celica! We've reclaimed 43% of the cities lost during the post-pandemic age. The engineering force has been restoring them in batches recently. 19% of the cities are found freed from corrupted activities despite not being reclaimed by us. It's believed that the Forsaken has managed to take them. 36 conservation areas have been constructed this month, and the preparation work to receive nearby scavengers is ongoing.
Good.
Hassan stares at the projection of Earth before him, silent. More dots have lit up, meaning more conservation areas have been built. Babylonia's support has formed a network, linking the different areas to it, connecting humanity again. With this network, cities are restored, and bases are reclaimed. Although the war is not over, Hassan believes that with the help of the Omega File, the turning point is imminent. The door to the bridge opens up. Hassan takes a look at the time and turns off the projection, looking back at his visitor.
What is it, Nicola?
Grey Ravens found the coordinates to the advanced subject?
Right. The coordinates point to the ruin of the Puglia Forest Park, an area not prioritized for restoration due to the terrain and resource distribution. Having not been reclaimed, the existence of an advanced subject is possible. Woodcock was the closest to the forest park, so they have been sent there to confirm.
That's why you agree with the Grey Ravens' application to move back to the front line?
Not just that.
Hassan sends over a video file to Nicola as he speaks. Nicola taps on the file and the video begins to play.
This is where the advanced subject is. Right. Leave no stone unturned, Wimser. I'll immediately send people to these coordinates that you've discovered to confirm the intel. But the operation to retrieve the subject afterward. The President's hesitation is not without its reasons. Discovering the coordinates is only the first step. Even if they do locate the advanced subject there, defeating it and collecting the samples is still a problem. Which is why you and Chrome have agreed that Grey Raven needs to be there during the operation. Therefore, Grey Raven is requesting to join this mission, sir. To be back on the front line. What makes you say so?
Grey Raven is essential in fighting with the Hetero Hive Mother when considering the battle itself, as well as what the people need. Blah, blah, blah. State my reasons. Relaying the 4 reasons you have discussed with Chrome to Hassan. You find him standing there, quietly listening.
If you can stand before me asking to be back on the front line, then you must have understood the risks of doing so.
Grey Raven's prepared to fight.
Indeed, right now Grey Raven is crucial to defeating the Hetero Hive Mother.
Past and future, hopes and duties. The conversation between President Hassan and you jumps from topic to topic, as if you two are attempting to talk about everything in the limited time. Your ideas clash on the bridge as your souls resonate in the universe.
In that case, I suppose our worries were for naught.
The video stops here. Nicola closes it, not saying a word.
It's hard to disagree with them when they took the step willingly. It's good for everyone if they move back to the front. The benefits outweigh the risks.
Right. As long as we can achieve what we want, it doesn't matter how we get there.
Exactly. Alright, according to the time, Harley Joe's team should be sending back the reports soon. I hope our effort isn't wasted this time, and we'll find that advanced Hetero Hive Mother.
Okay, it's moving along at a quick pace. 27%, quarter done. Okay. Quick water break. Okay, keep going. Only 1 battle so far though, so there's still 6 more. I wonder if the battles will be speeding up later on, or... It should be though, because, well, we can actually calculate. We did 4, and it's roughly 27%. So it's under 16, probably 15, I'm assuming. 15 sounds about right. So we've done 4 out of 15, and 3 have been combat. So 11 left with 6 combat. That's still kind of half-half. The humanoids slowly turn around, their strangely shaped feet crushing the bones on the ground, making an eerie squeaking noise. Ooh, what's going on? Alright. Rapid footsteps approach from beyond the door. The retinal scanner outside announcing the name of the visitor. The door opens and Hilda enters the bridge, standing before Hassan and Nicola. How did it go? Did we find it? All the data suggests that the Hetero Hive Mother is located inside CPF 040 at the center of the Puglia Forest Park ruins, or what used to be CPF 040. What used to be? That's right. It's better to see it yourselves. With that, Hilda sends a report across the desk, and the warning on the cover has Hassan frowning. The last report with the warning tag was a report related to Luna. Hassan opens... You know, we've been waiting for news from Luna since Fake Ascension. That is almost a year ago. No, like 9 months at least. And where Luna is to be found, you'll also find Alpha, who is also Lucia. Hassan opens the file, and visuals of the Puglia Forest Park ruins are projected before him. The first thing that enters the vision is a large field that connects the horizon. Beyond the field is a dense forest. Although the existence of such a large area of lush woods is miraculous in its own right, it is not the cause of shock. Everyone's gaze turns towards the towering tree in the center of the ruins. Natural greenery interweaves with the scarlet punishing virus along the tree, its twisted branches dancing and braiding. It has replaced the CPF. The control court immediately sent the video to the Science Council for analysis after seeing this. Their findings suggest that those things enveloping CPF 040 are made of hetero creatures mimicking the plants in the forest park. They have recently invaded there. Since there was interference inside the forest, the following video was recorded by the Woodcock Commandant Harley Joe offline, uploaded after they escaped the park. Woodcock slowly approaches CPF 040 after submitting the visuals on it. Their initial investigation has not run into too many obstacles, but as they go further into the forest, strange things begin to happen. Teams that enter the forest from different entry points have reported the discovery of campfires, human footprints, and scavenger clothing. Why would scavengers appear near a CPF that's not reclaimed? We don't know yet. We found human activities inside the forest park, some of which are fairly new, meaning there was a group of scavengers who entered the park recently before it was invaded by the Hetero Hive Mother. But that's not our key problem. Following the tracks of human activities, several figures covered in scavenger capes appear before the squad. Woodcock Commandant. This area is dangerous. Please stay where you are. I'm coming to get you out of here. The Woodcock Commandant shouts at the figures, but they do not respond. The constructs next to him take a look at each other, then raise their weapons and cautiously approach the figures. Only when the constructs arrive before the figures that they realize the truth. Those are not humans that they have discovered, but humanoid monsters. Rather than being worn, their capes are just loosely hung on the humanoids' withered bodies. The humanoids slowly turn around, their strangely shaped feet crushing the bones on the ground, making an eerie squeaking noise. The red orbs in their chests are like their hearts, pulsing intensely. The thin bones enveloping them, however, are not strong enough to withstand the strong pulsations. Pieces of bones shatter from the vibrations, falling off their bodies onto the ground, crushed by their feet. New bone structures immediately grow from the orbs, covering them once more before breaking and regrowing. Behind all of them hung a smooth, translucent string, within which lines intricate veins and nerves like an umbilical cord. These figures attached to the cord are like newborn babies, moving about stiffly with their deafening cries. No doubt they are hetero creatures. The Science Council are calling them hetero sapiens for now. The arrival of hetero sapiens signal a grave danger. Hetero creatures' evolution mimicking Earth's ecosystem has reached the stage of Homo sapiens. Evidence shows that they are evolving much faster than we imagined. It took millions of years for apes and humans to evolve into separate species. Comparatively speaking, the hetero creatures have spent less than the blink of an eye. Our enemies have turned from beasts to humanoids in a flash. What will they become next? That is a horrifying but honest question. With how fast they are evolving, no one can predict how the enemies will present themselves next time. As the three turn silent, the chilling video continues to play. The heterosapiens extend their rotten fingers from under their capes and point toward the constructs before them. Their mouths open and close cumbersomely, making strange twisted noises. This area is dangerous. Please stay where you are. We're coming to get you out of here. This area is dangerous. Okay, is it a robot? It's not a robot voice. This area is dangerous. Please stay where you are. We're coming to get you out of here. Despite their distorted tones, the heterosapiens have easily mastered the language skills that human toddlers would take years to learn. Scarlet particles emit from beneath their capes. The construct's inver devices blare out piercing alarms. Several of the soldiers cannot withstand the shock of what happened in front of their eyes as they stumble back and almost drop their weapons. But their training quickly kicks in, and they immediately retain their composure. Regardless of how strangely the enemy act, it does not change the fact that they are hostile to humanity. Attack! Pew pew pew! Commandant orders the team to attack, but they immediately open fire. Bullets lodge into the heterosapiens' bodies, but they remain undeterred, charging into the firing line, unfazed by their shattered bones, as if taking a stroll in a storm. Like a flood, heterosapiens rush in from every direction of the forest park, rushing the woodcock defensive line. Wounds begin to appear on the soldiers' frames, and the muzzle flashes begin to decrease in numbers. Confronting the massive numbers of enemies, Woodcock has no option but to retreat. The video ends with a frozen frame of the hurried retreat of Woodcock. Hassan closes the report, rubbing his temples with his fingers. Ugh. Luckily, it's not too late. Heterosapiens have only appeared around CPF 040. Intel on them has been synchronized to all ground forces. The Science Council is further analyzing the footage, hoping to understand the heterosapiens more. What's important is what we decide next. We still have to face the hetero hive mother after defeating the heterosapiens. To get a sample of the advanced subject, we will pay a hefty price. Which is why the control court believes we can make use of the Longinus arsenal during its operation. But doing so also means we will give up on retrieving a sample from the advanced subject. Without the subject, progress on an Omega file will fall behind by at least 40%. That's too long when the situation on the surface can shift at a moment's notice. That's right. The Longinus arsenal can only be used in the worst case scenario. Omega file is an important turning point of this war. It is worth the risk. Send out the task force. Defeat the hetero hive mother and retrieve our samples. As Grey Raven has expected, they will be instrumental in this mission. Now, we need other participants. Who do you have in mind? Hassan looks at Nicola, who pauses for a second before speaking a name. Hans. Who's Hans? Hans is the other old commander, right? He doesn't have a team though, right? Hans? Is that Hans? My memory is not what it used to be. His strength is crucial to the operation. If Grey Raven with their specialized frame is our assault breacher vehicle for the hetero hive mother, Hans is our best choice to safeguard the vehicle and deliver it before the enemy. Since comms with Babylonia are jammed in the forest park, we can't issue commands to the ground troops there directly. They will require someone with the ability to observe the battlefield and make judgment calls. Whether to use the Longinus arsenal to destroy the hetero hive mother, or to order a full force assault on it to retrieve samples, to save the surviving scavengers, or to extend the hope Grey Raven brings. Each decision is critical, every choice burdened with immense pressure. Hans is one of the only commanders who can shoulder that on the field. He's been in more wars than any of us since the Golden Age. His experience makes him the best option to guide this mission on the surface. But his health has been getting worse. I don't know if he'll walk out of the Puglia Forest Park ruins alive. You just said that Omega file is worth the risk. Fine, but I have to talk to him first. Celica, send Hans to the bridge. Hans appears on the bridge, standing straight and tall. His conversation with Hassan lasts mere minutes, but it feels like ages have passed. As their conversation comes to an end, everyone in the room falls quiet. Hans salutes and breaks the silence. Whatever Whatever it takes. What? I have no idea. Let me think. Whatever it takes. Even your life? A soldier's life is humanity's leverage. To be utilized to my fullest is the ultimate wish. Hans' gaze is resolute, undaunted by Hassan's questions. Alright, Babylonia's forces are at your disposal. I'll give you some time to come up with a list. You can confirm it with Nicola and Hilda later. What is Grey Raven doing as the critical team of this operation? Lee and Liv are helping the Science Council to analyze the heterosapien footage from Woodcock. Lucia and Wimser are going over their equipment. We have prepared some special weapons to increase the odds of success. I see. In that case, I'll need the following 3 teams from those standing by. Already? Do you need to think it over? That's not necessary. Understanding the strength of each soldier is the basic requirement for a commander. First, Woodcock led by Harley Joe. He was the first on the scene and thus understands the park the most. He also applied to return to the forest park. And Harley Joe's achievement in communications mean that he might be able to solve the interference inside the park. Considering his team was hurt, I want to assign constructs from the other squads to him as a temporary team. The second squad is Egret, led by Vanessa. Vanessa? What the? Oh my god. So many people. Her efficiency can buy us valuable time. Given the lack of data on heterosapiens, we can also rely on Egret's heavy firepower to take down the enemies. The third is a team led by Simon. Simon's capability is not that great. It'll be hard for him in high-octane fights with the heterosapiens. His physical prowess is concerning, but the strength of his mind beacon is second only to Wimser in his year. Someone like that will be able to share the strain with Wimser when stabilizing the constructs near the hetero hive mother. I see. The mobilization order has been issued to their teams. Safe journey. Yes, sir. It will be. Oh shit, it's going down. This feels like a really big event. A very melodramatic event since let me look. This was more investigative. This is like small teams investigative. Since Fake Ascension, I think. Yeah. That or was it extra? Yeah, since Fake Ascension, this is like the most the biggest story. And here I was expecting Roland to show up. probably soon. All right, assemble. Grey Ravens, assemble. Hans is not very loud, but his voice is firm enough to reach every one of your ears, making you all stand straight. Oh, here we go. Finally, Evernight beat. This is the beginning. The transport craft drags its light blue flaming tail across the sky. You have finally returned to the front line. Your exposed skin, uncovered by the exoskeleton, can feel the moisture in the air, meaning there is sufficient rain in the area, which explains why the Puglia Forest Park ruins could last on the barren earth until now. There is no time to rest after the transport craft lands. Orders are issued to gather everyone together. Hans, like an unyielding oak, stands in the middle of the field, watching the construct teams before him, with the eyes of a hawk. Soldiers! Hans is not very loud, but his voice is firm enough to reach every one of your ears, making you all stand straight. I'm sure you've read the briefs. I'm Hans, commander of the ground forces in this mission. No matter your valor in the past, your job now is to follow orders. My judgment takes precedence in unexpected scenarios. Understood? Yokai. Yokai. After the familiar introduction, Hans cuts straight to the chase. I won't repeat how important this operation is. Based on Woodcock's initial reconnaissance, the advanced hetero hive mother is located inside the yet-to-reclaim CPF-040 at the center of the Puglia Forest Park ruins. That one single team could not continue their investigation under the threat of the heterosapiens, so that duty is now on the elite commandants here and your squads. We have 2 objectives. The construct passes a bit domain node to each commandant at Hans's order. Holding the bit domain node once more, you cannot help but remember the fight with Wanshi against Siren. Time seems to rewind back to the moment Selena and your eyes met. First, your haze is interrupted by Hans's voice. With his hands behind him, Hans looks at CPF-040 at the center of the Forest Park ruins. Locate and defeat Hetero Hive Mother that is hiding inside CPF-040 and allow Grey Ravens with their specialized frame to retrieve samples from it. When I decide that it's no longer feasible to retrieve the samples, or the mission to retrieve them has failed, I'll issue commands to install the bit domain node so we can guide the Longinus arsenal and take out our enemies once and for all. Second, to save as many surviving scavengers we find on our way as possible. Hans pauses when he says it. Of course, that's the best case scenario. You've read the intel on heterosapiens, but I want you to remember what their appearances imply. Punishing virus has evolved beyond our understanding in the blink of an eye. Who knows how they'll change when we enter the forest park? When the situation goes beyond our control, and neither our objectives is feasible, we will prioritize installing the nodes in order to guide the Longinus arsenal. If not, Babylonia will carry out broad orbital strikes within the Longinus arsenal on the forest park ruins. Everything in the park, whether it is the hetero High Mother, the scavengers, or us, will all turn to dust. As soldiers, we can't rely on miracles. Everyone must prepare for the worst case scenario. Yes, sir. All teams, start preparing to get to know each other. The mission starts in 10 minutes. Ooh, it's going down. Ooh, that was real short. Yeah, I don't know if this is indicative of the actual story length, but we're almost halfway already. 40%. 40% with 6. So that means 14 plus, yeah, about 1. Well, there's a hidden quest too, so at least I think there's a hidden quest. Maybe that one's about Roland. Oh, a battle, finally. Grey Raven, yay! Lucia and the others. Although Hans has given everyone 10 minutes to ready up and get to know one another, the oppressiveness around your camp has made it hard for any of you to begin introducing yourselves. Each of you knows what enemies you will face inside the forest park ruins. A single mistake now in preparing your equipment can mean losing your life to the heterosapiens later. Lucia takes Lee and Liv to the edge of the forest to scout. You sit on a rock in the distance, checking the weapon in your hand. At that moment, you feel a sense of pressure coming for the side of your neck. Dodge. Whoosh. You dodge back slightly, and a combat knife slides along your neck, just missing it. Retaliate, huh? Before you can see the face of your assailant, your body instinctively reacts. One of your hands strikes at the wrist that holds the combat knife, disarming him. Your feet sweep him across the legs as he stands there shocked, and he falls to the ground. Who is it? He tries to stand up, but before he can, you grab both of his hands and press him down. I give up. That combat knife is not sharpened. The chief's reaction speed is indeed as fast as Simon said. Simon? A man's voice rises from underneath you. That is when you notice that he is also wearing the uniform of a Babylonian commandant. He turns around, trying to spit out the mud and grass he accidentally swallowed when he fell to the ground. That is how you finally see his face clearly. He is none other than Harley Joe, the Woodcock commandant you saw in the video footage. This is the first time we meet, yeah? I told you that would happen, and you still did it. Are you just a fool? It's rare to get an opportunity to train with a chief one-on-one. You hear a female voice nearby. The mechanical arms behind her back lifting along with her 2 arms. Is this Sophia? Those arms might be mechanical, but instead of looking rugged, they gracefully perform the give up gesture like real arms. No, it's not. A new character. I give up. Can you let the fool go? Refuse. Alright, let him go. As you move away from the man, the woman extends a mechanical arm to grab his uniform and lifts him up. Yatta. I'm Yatta from Scarab, my commandant being Valeria, but I've been assigned as a temporary squad member working with Commandant Harley Joe. Okay. Right, so she's a temporary member with Harley Joe. Harley Joe is the name of this fool. Yatta points at him as she speaks, and Harley Joe grins brightly. Can't see her grin underneath that mask, though. Come on, you can't say my name right? I can't. Fool fits you more, weirdo. Fine, nicknames are a sign of trust. I'll consider that you're accepting me as your temporary commandant, Yatta. Eh? So why are you here? I can barely breathe with how oppressive the camp feels. If the commander is giving us time, I'm going to use it. Let me introduce myself properly. I'm Harley Joe. Commandant from your year, like Simon. I'm Whimser. Yeah, I know. Simon doesn't stop talking about you. Holly Joe wipes off the dirt on him and walks toward you. Yatta walks to the side, observing the surroundings, alerted. I suppose you must have seen footage we Woodcock sent back. Most of my team was hurt during that encounter, and are all getting treated at the nearest conservation area. Why are you back yourself? Instead of simply worrying by my companion's side, I'd rather teach the heterosapiens who hurt them a lesson. Ooh, so angry. Which is why I applied to return here, being only slightly hurt. That's how I'm back in a temporary team with Yatta. Aren't you nervous? Regarding the heterosapiens? The truth is, I'm scared shitless. You can feel it yourself. He grabs your hand and lays it on top of his wrists. His intense pulse confirms the story, and the whispery tone he takes when he talks about the heterosapiens suggests the same thing. Whispery tone. As a soldier, I thought I'd seen my share of powerful enemies, and I'd long forgotten what fear feels like. The heterosapiens don't look scary, and they aren't particularly powerful. The fear they cause stems from how little we know about the punishing virus. I feel like the punishing virus is adapting to Earth's environment more and more. It evolved into the humanoid heterosapiens in such a short period of time. What is it after next? To replace humans and rule over Earth as a entirely new life form? It's scary to think about, isn't it? Of course, I have to be back to prevent that from happening. This is Earth. If anything should get kicked out, it is the punishing virus. Not to mention that conquering our fear, defeating the enemy, and acquiring victory are what we soldier folks do. If we don't stand on the front line, who will? Civilians? I don't want what happened to me to happen to more people. What? Oh, nothing. Forget that. By the way, we don't want to be too nervous. A tense bowstring will make the bow snap quicker. I guess that was why the commander was asking us to introduce ourselves. Therefore, I deem the vibe in the camp extremely unhealthy. I shall remedy that. Oh, Yatta, why are you standing farther and farther away? Both of you are not vigilant enough. You should put some distance between you the first time you meet, not chatting the way you did. Speaking of which, Simon. So Simon is the one we met from, he's like our old friend. So we met him in, I think, Evernight. Yeah, Evernight with the second Rosetta story. He's a good guy, I think. Are you looking for me? You hear Simon's voice at the mention of him, and you see him leaning on the construct next to him, wiping the corner of his mouth clean with his hand weakly. He's very frail, I think. Harley Joe immediately walks up and holds him steady with the construct when he sees Simon.
Simon, are you okay? I'm still not used to the transport craft. You look fine when we gathered earlier. Because Hunt looks scary.
Whoa, repressing your physical discomfort with sheer fear, huh?
Commandant, they are.
As you talk, Lucian and others return from the edge of the forest, confused at the sight of multiple unfamiliar squads.
I'm Harley Joe, and this is my good buddy, Yatta. Don't say that, we're not that close. Just a temporary squad member and her temporary commandant. This is Simon and his teammate.
Harley Joe completely ignores Yatta's correction and continues to introduce everyone.
10 minutes are over. Gather up. We're heading into the forest park.
Han's voice shows up near Simon's out of nowhere. He jumps up dramatically away from Harley Joe and the construct holding him.
Silence. Before we know more about the heterosapiens, we can't rule out that loud noises would attract them.
Hans gives Simon a deadly stare before waving his hand, and his teammates immediately spread out, preparing for attacks from the heterosapiens.
Egret, led by Vanessa.
Vanessa also walks up from the side and stands next to you.
Found anything during preparation?
I picked up some plants and gave them a taste. Analyzing them now.
What about the heterosapiens?
Nothing about them.
But there is some information about this park we didn't record.
Woodcock tried to clear out the plants in our way to quickly approach CPF-040, but the red glowing trees spilled out some strange liquid and raised the punishing virus concentration in the nearby area by 2%. Undamaged plants didn't do anything similar. It might be related to the hetero plants adhering to their surfaces. Oh, and I named the plants with characteristics of the hetero creatures hetero plants. Clearing the plants without damaging the red matter is quite difficult. So my educated guess is that the mass destruction of hetero plants will result in irreversible damage to the Puglia Forest Park ruins and the surrounding areas. To avoid an unnecessary rise in infection rate, I feel like it's best I report this before we enter the park. Oh, Vanessa! Oh my god, hate this bitch! You know, I don't know. I imagine she sounds just like Vera, though. And everyone loves Vera, though. How annoying. I'm gonna give her a... How annoying. I was expecting someone more useful. That's not Vera. Okay, I'll do that for Vanessa. Vanessa groans, no longer looking at Harley Joe. Eh? What's this hostility? What's Egret's progress? We tried the sky, didn't work. Short distance flights across the trees were immediately met with surface-to-air attacks. Isn't it the forest? What surface-to-air weapons are there? That wouldn't be a human defense system. Those had to be attacks from hetero creatures. That's what it was. They turned themselves into cannons, hovering mid-air, and when they encountered us, they launched themselves at extremely high speed in a suicide attack. Have the hetero creatures developed this kind of tactics already? Not a good sign. Not a good sign. Not at all, and they were smart. They only attacked targets in the air that approached the giant tree. The closer we were, the more frequent their attacks were. That might be why our transport craft wasn't attacked, having landed at the outskirt. I see. In that case, the less encumbered Harley Joe and Yatta will take the flank. Everyone else takes a line formation and watches over each other's backs. Grey Raven, stay in the middle and reserve your strength. Alert others of incoming attacks from the air. Fire freely when you encounter hetero sapiens. Continue advancing. Don't break formation. Move out. Grey Raven, move out. Commandant, the heteros... Oh, it's just Lucia. I'm gonna ult on them. Wait, why is there a metal plate here? Let me read. Kuliakai, the marks. Okay, this is way too fast. I cannot read it in time. And yeah, the line's just way too fast. I can't read it. Oh, what's happening? Hacked. Periodic comms interface infected again. Oh no. What? I totally dodged that. There, we got that one at least. Alright, let's do it. This isn't a normal team. We don't have a tank or element. Find out where the punishing. Oh, I think we're supposed to go the other way now. This way, maybe? I don't know. No, let's go to the red again. Is this lit up thing? Or will we not find it? Because that's the way we came. Let's see. Let's just go this way. Oh, it's dead end. Oh no, we have an arrow now. Oh, I totally didn't see that. It's just lying there. Oh, being hacked. Support constructs. Record the entire battle. Don't miss out any. Oh. Alright, we're looking for a punishing... Could it be here? Pew pew pew! Encountering the heterosapiens in real life is much more intense than seeing them in videos. Their bones are fractured by Egret's firepower, their fragments hitting your exoskeletons with a dull thud. Their bodies turn cold as they lie on the ground among the remains, motionless. Check your wounds. We'll continue moving in 2 minutes. You all begin to carry out inspections and repairs as you receive your orders. Your head is slowly recovering from the spike of adrenaline, but you can still hear the voices of Heterosapiens from all corners of the Forest Park ruins, warning you not to let your guard down. The cyclic comms interference happens to stop now, and you all receive a transmission at the same time. Attention all ground forces, important message from Babylonia. I repeat, attention all ground forces, important message from Babylonia. To avoid the... Excuse me. To avoid the comms interference cutting this message short, we are sending the recorded message to your terminals repeatedly offline. Please download the attachment once you are in a safe position. Hans opens the attachment after hearing the message, and the video attached displays the ever-familiar red tide. Above the red tide are static, corrupted, frozen in place, scarlet liquid spilling out from the gaps of their bodies. This liquid flows to the ground along their bodies, forming multiple small pools of red tides. Afterward, the red tides devour those corrupted, or Heterosapiens crawl out from the crimson liquid. The Heterosapiens, originally thought to only appear in Hulai Forest Park ruins, are rising from the red tides in the video. They step away from the tide and attack everything on their way, and the reaction from the ones attacked is all but unfamiliar.
This is the red tide.
In the footage, the victims' bodies break up after being attacked by the Heterosapiens, falling to the ground, or dissolving and reforming by the Heterosapiens' strikes, regardless if they are mechanoids or humans. You have seen that in City 075 multiple times through the Spear of FOS, the manifestation of being devoured by the red tide. Hassan shows up at the end of the projection, his expression solemn, and explains what is happening everywhere on Earth. Everywhere! As you can see, the new Heterosapiens are showing up everywhere around the globe. Hetero creatures, as a product of the punishing virus, are rising from mechanoids that have been infected. They form small red tides everywhere with corrupted activities, breaking down machines and attacking humans, rapidly raising the virus concentration in the area and turning more and more areas into dead zones. Based on our observation, the global punishing virus concentration is rising exponentially.
How did that happen? We didn't even clear out the red tide in a previous mission?
Technically, some areas were clear of the red tide. We never understood how the red tide appeared. We only knew that it'd show up near a powerful hetero creature, which was why Babylonia could tackle the red tide problem by taking down the polyphage and siren. The red tides now are different from the ones in City 075. They appear within the corrupted and spread with the help of Heterosapiens. They move faster, hit harder, and mobilize more freely. It's a new threat to humanity. Babylonia is actively preparing a response for it. All task force members, remember your duties as a soldier. Hold your position, protect the civilians, and wait for our notice. May humanity endure. Unlike the red tide projections in the past, the red tides now come with more threatening physical forms, taking over lands where humans live relentlessly. This is a warning to humanity, telling us not to let our guard down because of the momentary victories. Humanity has been reclaiming lands, rescuing people, and re-establishing bases. Meanwhile, the punishing virus has also been growing, testing humanity with fiercer forms every time. The enemy won't stop. To exist is to evolve. That's why we can't stop as well. Like the president said, our duties come first. What we should do now is hold our positions and complete our missions. Have we finished analyzing the data we got from actual combat? Several constructs, including Liv, step forward and present their analysis to the group after hearing Hans's orders.
It's done. We've synced the data to everyone's terminal.
A construct named Eleanor speaks first. Her soft tone slightly calms the tension around you while pulling everyone's focus on them.
Some of our discoveries might help with the situation out there.
Ooh. It's going down. Yeah, I totally forgot that we have hidden story too. So with the hidden story, that might take another 2 days. So we might done with this in maybe 5 days. Okay. I need another quick break real fast. Need a quick break. So yeah, if you guys are, I'm I really love PGR story. This is so exciting right now.
Can't wait to finish it. But if you guys are enjoying the stream, hit me with a follow. I'm still working towards Twitch affiliate, so I really need it. Thank you. I will be right back. I'm going to take a quick break, and then I'll be back, and we'll continue the story for maybe another 45 minutes. Thank you. Alright, thank you for waiting, everyone. Alright, that's 2:19. I think I made a premature promise. Maybe not 45 minutes. Let's maybe another 25 minutes. Getting a little late. Try to keep it around 3 hours. I think we've been streaming. Oh, excuse me. 2 hours 36 so far. So maybe another 20 minutes or so. Then we'll wind down. Since we've stopped right here, let me actually do a real quick recitativo dailies. I forgot to do this. So yeah, I'm still working on this thing to get the free Selena. The sailor. Okay, yeah, because free construct and Selena too. S rank. Definitely worth doing. But it's quite a grind. Even if you do that super final challenge, it's still a really big grind. But doing the dailies, you get a lot more rewards, and it's a lot easier too. I think the team is pretty stacked already, though. And we're just going through on basic. Get it done real quick. But yeah, the Evernight Beast story is pretty exciting so far. It feels like the culmination of all the other storylines. Like it's really getting started. I feel like it's kind of been on hiatus ever since Fake Ascension. After Luna's gone missing. You know, we've been searching for her, exploring the old homes. What else have we done? Meeting Selena for the first time. Investigating, a lot of investigative work. A lot of us, a lot of agents running away. So yeah, it's definitely feels like Imada Climax. It does feel that way because it's sort of the climax of the story right now. Imada Climax. Imada Climax. So yone. Let's Imada Climax. You know what? I was expecting Roland to show up, but I guess he's probably going to show up in the hidden story. Because Roland's not, someone you play as much as like Lucia, or who else shows up a lot? Liv, and like Vera, we use a lot. Hell, we even use Kamui. Roland's relatively new. In fact, he didn't have a voice until... Oops. He didn't actually have a voice until he was released as a construct, I think, right? Yeah, because he didn't have a unit before, so he had no voice until that patch. Whereas other characters, even we only hear them once. You've been hearing them for a year and a half already. Okay, all physical damage. Do we have a sharp lance? We have 2 sharp lances. Here, let's take this one up. That'd be nice for now. Some more fire. Yeah, the story is heating up. It's I can't imagine where it's gonna end and where Survival Lucent will go. That will be really exciting too. Okay. Oops, where am I going?
How do you get over there? It was like on the other side of the barrier. This game mode's been a little buggy too. I won't lie, it hasn't been that great. Which is why I feel for the exhibition manager. He's like calling us out for this. He's like the reason for this grindy stuff just to get to Selena. It's very, very poetic, or meta, as you would say, in modern days. Okay, signature move. I like that. Yeah, let's get a few more done, and then I'm gonna back out before the cutscene, I think. Or we can just keep going. I don't think it's too bad either way. Oh, okay. Mm-hmm. Ooh, that's really nice. Since we're doing so many waves of mobs. Yeah, I really need to. I really need to work on studying Japanese. I've been planning to for a while now, but been too busy, so. Okay. Oh, those lightning things are no good. Okay. Flame, swamp, magma. Let's just make it easier. And let's pick an inspiration. Okay. Too many cutscenes. Let's go back and double check, see if we... 2 more. Let's hope this counts. Could this be boss fight? Maybe? Maybe? Oh, it is boss. Oops. Oh, it's flying. Nope, we got to 3 already. Let's just take whoever. Come on, S ranks. S ranks. Take normal live, yes. See, I should not have done that one. Wait, does that count? Yes, it did count. Oh, no, it didn't count. Okay, we need one more. One more. And then we're done for today. Where am I next? Next. Walk along the coast. Skip. Yeah, I guess there's this one is not as rushed because you can do it over time. But I feel like the grind is worse than that blue war zone thing that people were talking about. Hey, Archeums, welcome to the stream. Yeah, this is the previous patch game mode. It's actually the Recitativo di Fantasia patch
the story mode. It's kind of it's not exactly a roguelike. No, it's not exactly a roguelike, but it has multiple playthroughs and like different story events. It's unique to that patch. But I'm just this is from last patch, and I'm just grinding out the rest now, working on getting this currency up so that we can get our free Selena Capriccio card shards. 50 available, so everyone can get a free S rank eventually. But it's gonna take a while, so I'm just doing it slowly. I'm actually moving back to the main story, which I'm also trying to catch up with. The mode is permanent. Yeah, it was introduced last patch, which just ended. The new patch just came out yesterday. Are you a PGR player? I'm actually going back to the story right now. I'm on Evernight Beat Story. Yeah, but that event is permanent. The rewards are a one-time thing, but they'll also be around, so you can slowly get them at your own pace. All right, but we're gonna go back to the story now. That's what we're here for. Yeah. It's a cool game. I like it. I like it a lot. I've been playing since global launch, and I really love it. But yep. So I'm doing the story right now, so maybe it'll be a little spoilery for you. Sorry about that. Excuse me. Yeah, I'm catching up with story. I'm on chapter 16, Evernight Beat, which came out in December. So I'm trying to catch up to current story. And things getting pretty good, pretty exciting. All right. Yeah, I think we can probably do one more chapter and then it's time to go hide away. Yeah, I'm sorry about that. Chapter 5. Yeah, the story is I would say you're right. The story is quite mediocre for the beginning, but things do get a lot better. I would say everyone, I think, universally agrees that chapter 12 is when it gets really, really good. Yeah. So chapter 8 is the initial story that was it all came out at launch. So it was kind of just there. It gives a little bit to the background in the world and stuff. But yeah, it's kind of basic, but then it does improve a lot, and it gets really, really good. For me, yeah, it just gets better and better every patch, and 12 is when it was really good, and from there on, it's just like better and better. And then the latest one, chapter 17, came out in January, and everyone says that's just a masterpiece, which is what I'm trying to catch up to right now. So I'm on 16 right now, trying to get to 17. But yeah, I've been streaming. I stream PGR regularly, so maybe come back and check me out some other time. But I'm reading the story now, so you should avoid this. Yeah, we're on chapter 16. I just benched the story for now. Farm out event things. Yeah, that's good. Well, yeah, the event things are nice, but I think do you have the most important thing is to do your dailies. Are you level 40 yet? I think there might be some story quest requirement to unlock certain dailies and weeklies. So make sure you progress far enough into the story to do that. Yeah, for a new player, the most important thing is to always do your dailies. Or first you got to unlock your dailies and weeklies, and then do all your dailies and do all your weeklies, and do not spend black cards until you know what you're doing. Yeah, chapter 5, everything unlocked. I don't remember, it was a long time ago. But make sure, yeah, there's a guide out there, so you can look into that if you need. But yeah, welcome to PGR. Okay, I'm gonna start the story though. Maybe, yeah, you can check me back out some other time. I'll definitely be, well, I'm gonna be doing story for a while, but I also do PGR events and other stuff too. Thanks for stopping by. All right, 16. Oh, thank you for the follow. Thank you so much. All right,
We're starting now. 16:8. We're halfway through the normal chapter 16 story. Clockwork. He winds up the war machine. That is you, all the elites of Babylonia, and you march on towards CPF 040.
Given the physical feedback we got when fighting the Heterosapiens, we once believed they didn't consist of any sensory organs for pain. But we got a completely opposite conclusion after our analysis. Their sensory receptors are incredibly active.
Liv points to the Heterosapien diagram before her.
Extremely potent electrical signals spread in their nervous systems after they're hurt. Unlike humans, however, this signal doesn't end in their brains, but in their umbilical cords.
What? What? They're uploading the signals.
Right. Although they have developed humanoid forms, the Heterosapiens have yet to develop a human-like society.
They still maintain an insect-like hive mind. The Heterosapiens from the receiving ends of the nervous system that is set throughout the forest park, uploading stimuli from the outside world and letting the central system process all the information. But they form the receiving ends of the nervous system. Okay, so that's why it's a hive. Yeah, hetero hive mother. It's like a hive mind, like a spider web. The closer we are to the CPF, the more Heterosapiens there are, like insects protecting their queen. Hives, uploading signals. See, that was why Liv said we might be able to help with the situation out there.
Right. Heterosapiens always show up in groups, like cells growing underneath the skin. Their signals won't be uploaded until they have been gathered and organized. Before those signals are uploaded, these Heterosapiens are sharing their senses. If we dislodge the umbilical cords that are used for uploading their sensory stimuli,
they will have to experience those stimuli themselves. Is that how it works? I guess so. No. That's like, no, I don't agree with that.
Failing to handle the input, their frail bodies will break. They will be hindered if not paralyzed. Right. Their extremely sensitive sensory organs will become their biggest weaknesses in this case.
Which means breaking one will cause a chain reaction.
That's true. I get it. Domino effect. Push one and they all fall. Kind of an effective and elegant tactic.
Hans nods after hearing the reports from the support type constructs. This is the intel that will help other ground forces tremendously if we can pass it back to Babylonia.
Question now is, how do we send it back?
Bzz. A buzz echoes within the Puglia Forest Park rooms, signaling another wave of comms interference.
Do we have to wait for the interference to end before reporting in? Time is of the essence when we're fighting on the surface. I don't think it's a good idea to waste our time here.
Harley Joe, we're farther in the forest now than when Woodcock was first here. Have you finished calibrating your algorithm?
Yes, Commander, just in time.
Harley Joe takes out a mechanical device from his backpack as you all watch, and he places it on the ground, tinkering with it. It's Lee. Yes, that's the first time we've seen it.
Yep, exactly what you think it is.
Harley Joe stops the motion and leaves the machine on the ground.
Now everyone, try to communicate without using your voice or your audio module.
Why bother? The result's the same anyway.
Hehe, so you got it. It's a comms amplifier. That's right, I modified it myself. We couldn't use it since I wasn't done calibrating it. But after the last few cycles of interference, I have calculated the optimal amplifying level in the forest park.
Vanessa takes a few steps back, distancing herself from Harley Joe.
Sure, but the effective range isn't ideal. We can fix that if we...
I don't know. I need to separate. I can't. It's hard. I'll separate the voices.
We can fix that if we adjust the way it's wired, like this. Whoa, look at how proficient you are. Not my choice. Shorthalt made me learn it.
Her mechanical arms pick up the device on the ground like tentacles, navigating inside it smoothly and deftly rewiring it.
Ah, I see. This will increase the effective range of a single unit.
Those are some very impressive skills in modifying a device like this. Hold on, did you just say a single unit?
You heard me. That is what we're going to do next.
Harley Joe flips over his backpack and pours out a pile of these devices, all stacking up into a small hill by his feet.
I'll be calibrating them, and Yatta will be deploying them. As long as they aren't destroyed, we can contact Babylonia within the network of these amplifiers. When the network of these amplifiers reaches a certain scale,
even with the comms interference.
Sounds like a lot of work. Someone has to do it.
Fine. You're my temporary commandant, so I'll listen to you. Criticism can wait till it's over.
Alright, break's over. Teams will advance in wedge formation. Egret will lead. Grey Raven and my team will take the rear. Harley, Joe, and Yatta will stay behind the team to take care of whatever enemy remains and deploy the comms amplifiers. Simon's team will cover them during the setup. Hans gives every one of you your orders, turning the different teams into tightly connected gears, each of you in your most suitable position with your duties. He winds up the war machine that is you all, the elites of Babylonia, and you march on towards CPF 040.
Oh, it's going. I don't want to sleep, but it's getting good. It's going down. Finally, we've waited so many months. I've waited so. Man, if we don't find Luna this patch, I'm gonna lose it again. They've been dragging us on for almost a year. Well, 9 months now, I think. I don't know. I hope we see the Alpha again too. I love Alpha too. She's also Lucia. Okay, so can we squeeze in one more? Okay, let's do one more. Let's do one more. Let's go. Oh no, I need serum. All right, let's do it. Let's go. Oh, only live.
Oh, live, Saki, watashi.
The comms interference is solved with the help of the comms amplifiers from Harley Joe. You continue your journey towards CPF 040 after Hans has reported your discoveries to Babylonia. As the waves of heterosapiens in your sight are defeated one by one, your field of view begins to broaden. The central purification filter that was the basis of humanity's life on the surface against the punishing virus is now penetrated by the crimson plants, erected in the middle of the field, twisting and towering.
We are finally here. More heterosapiens from our flank. How much more of these boring folks do we have to kill?
Hold the line, we just can't barge into CPF 040 yet. You all look for cover around CPF 040, withstanding waves of heterosapien attacks.
Our initial scan shows that the CPF is still running at low power. Parts of the centrifuge module at its base are down. The punishing virus concentration inside the tower is steadily rising.
Some of the passengers inside have been blocked by pants formed by the hetero creatures. It seems that we'll have to keep scanning even after we're inside to find the right way.
Any scavengers?
I'm sorry, sir, but we haven't found any yet. I need a cup. That's what I need. I need a cup. In case you guys don't know, talking into a cup makes you sound like you're on the radio. I'm really old, so, before people had voice changer things, just talking a cup, like, hey, Roger. Yeah, that's what I need. My throat's dying from all these voices. God, I don't know how many different characters I've done today. It's fun though. I'm really enjoying it. I hope you guys are too. Alright, Hans stares at the CPF 040 before him and thinks for a second before speaking up again.
We're adjusting our plans.
Vanessa, your tactics are better suited to fighting on the surface. Take Egret and station outside the tower. Guard the entrance after everyone else enters.
Yokai!
Anything else? Anything goes?
Anything goes, as long as you can take down the heterosapiens returning to the tower from the forest and safeguard our path of retreat.
Okay.
Harley Joe, see the gap at the top of the CPF?
Harley Joe narrows his eyes and looks towards where Hans is pointing.
Let me see.
Found it. Based on how the light is shining through, there does seem to be an opening underneath the branch at 11 o'clock.
Right.
Yatta, you and I will climb up the CPF along those plants and open up that gap from the outside, creating a second path of retreat as a backup in case the inside teams cannot leave via their way in.
Ryokai!
My team will lead inside the CPF, and Simons will take the rear. Grey Raven stays in the middle and will escort them to the closest point from the hetero hive mother, making sure they aren't worn down before fighting it. Afterwards, my team will deploy the bit domain nodes around the hive mother. Simon will help Windsor stabilize the constructs inside the tower. Your mind beacons will be everything that stops the constructs from being infected.
Ryokai!
Oh, he's a nerd.
Ryokai!
Everyone, raise your defense level to the maximum. We still know nothing about the situation inside the tower, so stay alert. With that, Hans signals his team to breach the main entrance to CPF 040, and you begin to enter.
Oh, it's going down,
but we're only playing as Liv.
みんなは守る。さっき私tengo something something せよね。
I don't know the line. That's actually the reason why I want to learn Japanese. I want to know all the Punishing Grey Raven lines. More so than understanding anime without subtitles. Check the situation.
みんなは守る。
Scanning complete. The switch circuit here is connected to the filtration fan. Okay. Oh.
大丈夫です。
I get a yellow. Gather them. Oh man. Heal. Okay. And then
Circuit repair. Turning off the fan. We can keep moving forward.
looking for another. Okay, switches. Come on, red orbs. Red orbs. There's one. Oh, another wave.
Something ですよね.
I could have sworn that the line has changed. Oh my god, that was really short. We're just blazing through now. Oh my god. Okay, we have time. Another one. Oh, I see twins. Maybe this is a bad idea. Yeah, I actually, I've been hearing about twins for so long. I think because the twins were roughly came out on CN server when Global was released. So, anyone who was looking up CN news would hear about them, I think. But I have not fought twins yet. And I think didn't they show up in Babel Tower one time? Maybe. Maybe not. No, it was the Radiant Marcher, I think. But I have not done either of those fights in the story yet. So yeah. I'm just gonna gamble and hope they're not there. Because there's no way I'm gonna learn the fight tonight. I gotta get some rest afterwards. But oh man, we gotta get the story in. The story is moving very fast. It's very exciting, but it feels like we're going through it too fast. Like Recitativo de Fantasia and Selena Interlude, those felt a lot slower.
Watch out, everyone. It's difficult to come back if you fall from here. The same applies to the enemies.
Correct. We can ease a lot of pressure. We can make good use of the fan. Blow them away. Is that what we're doing? No. Use the fan. Oh no. I was supposed to lure them here first? Oh, it worked. Hehehe. Alright, this is one. Let's go beat them up. Where are the red orbs? Come on. Okay, we gotta turn off the fan to move on. Oh, there's two fans. Where's the other one? Where is the other switch? Oh, we can move the box. Oh, do we push it? No, what did it say? It seems you can move. Oh, let's use that. Oh,
the box has blocked the wind. Use the switch you need just to stop the wind behind you.
is that enough? Can we cross? Oh, we can cross. All right, we're through. Support strong. Scanning complete. We can head upwards and leave now. Okay, find a way. Let's get the switch. Okay, we're going upstairs. Oh. The lift. Huh? How do we activate the lift though? Do we rush to it? Oh no! What's going on? Oh, do we blow this thing out of the way? Oh, find a safe place to destroy the barrier from.
I've also finished scanning. The switch circuit connecting to the lift is just next to me. The filtration fan is blocked. Maybe we can use it to turn on the switch once again. Once we get rid of the obstacle.
Oh, are we on the platform? We're going up, going up. Chief Commander, all nearby areas have been scanned. The results have been sent to all commandants. Good, stick to the plan and finish your tasks. I don't know, I can't. Yeah, my Japanese is not good enough to hear what they say. Like if it's in Romaji, it's really easy for me, and then hiragana, katakana I can read already. In kanjis I can look up, but if it's spoken and they have fluent Japanese, it's so fast. I can listen to it like 10 times and still not be able to write down what they said and look it up. So I really want to. I bought a textbook a while back, Genki, the first one. So I wanted to start it. I think I got it maybe 4 months ago, but I've been too busy. Hopefully soon though. Alright, let's continue. Another gate inside the CPF was blown apart. Before the dust settles, constructs in their protective goggles breach the broken door, their weapons firing, and the smoke clears to reveal Han's team standing. Hetero Sapiens on the left, down! Flammable canisters on the right, secured! Area secured, Chief Commander. We spotted bullet holes from shotgun rounds and signs of explosions on the walls. These marks are accompanied by fallen Hetero Sapiens more often than not. Shotgun rounds? This is Roland, isn't it? It's not us, and it couldn't have been the scavengers. Record it and confirm the data. Yokai! How's Simon's team doing? Simon's team is trying to secure the location inside the tower that connects to all the inside teams. Whichever construct shows a sign of infection, he can immediately connect and help stabilize them with the Commandant. With his help, all constructs inside the tower have yet to show any sign of infection. All anomalies regarding the invert devices are resolved the moment they arise. Sasuga Simon. He's playing the role of an emergency firefighter pretty well. Right. Hans nods, setting up the bit domain node he just turned on in the room he is in. And the third bit domain node has been deployed. The triangulated coordinates are located not far below Han's team. Based on the previous exploration, you have all confirmed that is where the advanced Hetero Hive Mother is hiding. Hans grips the trigger for the Longinus arsenal in his hand tightly. He looks at the floor beneath his feet as if his gaze can penetrate the heavy platform, observing the fight that is about to happen there. The dire situation on the surface and the threat inside the Puglia Forest Park ruins have shown Hans that the advanced Hetero Hive Mother cannot leave this area alive. If Grey Raven cannot defeat it by the end of the fight, he must pull the trigger and annihilate all the enemies inside the forest, whether they succeed in retrieving the samples or not. Hans puts the trigger back inside his coat and leads his team out of the room. Instead of waiting for Grey Raven's results, there are still missions only he can complete as the chief commander in a situation like this. As you lead Grey Raven inside the vast space ahead, you find the Hetero Hive Mother suspended in mid-air. It is even bigger, more complete than the test subject you saw before. Your terminals keep warning you that this is the target of your mission, the advanced Hetero Hive Mother. Crimson Crimson umbilical cords extend from around you, connecting to the Hive Mother, some of them hanging helplessly like withered roots. This is the Queen of the Hive, central processor of all the data received outside.
Commandant, Shiki-Khan, the enemy is making a huge impact on our inverter devices.
Understood, but it hasn't exceeded our calculations yet. Stick to the plan.
Yokai!
Phew! You step forward and fire at the Hive Mother. The bullet grazes its tough exterior, leaving no marks but a crisp echo. But your action has awoken the previous dormant Hive Mother. You can hear curses coming out of its body. Cannot harm. Cannot. The Hive Mother is mumbling gibberish like the one did in the sewers, which confirms the connection between that one and the one you did and the one before you, the Ascendant's aid. Immediately, its tentacles strike at you with unfathomable speed. Now! Copy! Lucia rushes before you, her red katana unsheathed, severing the tentacle reaching for you. The thruster behind her buzzes. Even with the exoskeleton and its temperature regulator, you can still feel the temperature around you dropping. A freezing breeze emits from Lucia's thruster, and the hetero Hive Mother's movement is visibly slowing down. The state only lasts but a second. As Lucia releases her blade and thrusts at the gap in the hetero Hive Mother's shell, it suddenly bursts with immense strength and dodges, putting some distance between them. Live! The evading hetero Hive Mother suddenly freezes midair, multiple pink electromagnetic walls holding it firmly in place.
Enemy pinned down!
Fire! You fire again at the hetero Hive Mother. This time, it does not pay your bullets no attention like the first time, and instead shifts its body when they are about to hit. Like the first time, however, the bullet hits its shell and ricochets to the side, leaving a mark on the wall of the CPF. It probably screeches. Commandant, I'm ready. Activate it. Yokai. With your command, Lee presses the button on the machines nearby. Ever since you fired your first bullet, Lee has been sneaking to the side and trying to repair those devices, while the rest of you try to draw the hetero Hive Mother's attention, buying him time. The mechanical devices buzz, and the punishing virus concentration in the area begins to decrease. I need water. Ugh. The rhythmic contraction of the hetero Hive Mother's shell sped up as a reaction to the change. Every push inward stresses its exterior immensely, giving it a seizure. But this is not a phenomenon you know about regarding the hetero Hive Mother when the punishing virus concentration lowers. Fire!
Pew 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 pew.
Oh, I did wrong one. Your doubt lingers but a moment. The window of opportunity for Grey Ravens have created must be seized, so you hold down the trigger on your gun, aiming not at the shells, but the countless umbilical cords above it. Pew, 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 pew. They snap, one after another, these wires that upload information from the outside. The broken ends of the cords start to wilt and pale. The scarlet liquid cannot hold its own weight and spills from the broken cords, dripping over the hetero Hive Mother before flowing to the ground. You notice a hint of black liquid within the redness, coming not from the broken umbilical cords, but the pulsating, retracting shells of the hetero Hive Mother. No. Lucia leaps forward, encompassing the hetero Hive Mother with her unbroken tidal-like strikes. Within the glistening reflections, the hetero Hive Mother curls up on the ground in a strange position, its shells trembling from the blade and its retraction, as if they are going to be peeled away from the pressure. 1 second. Okay. Still, it is lowering its center of gravity, making sure the part underneath the shells does not get hit by Lucia. Grey Raven has carried out your plan, removing the Hive Mother from its nutrients, ceasing its access to the outside world, and pinning it down. It is just a matter of time before you defeat it and retrieve the samples. Despite the scale of victory tipping your way, you still cannot shake the uneasiness ever since you entered the Puglia Forest Park ruins. Accessing information about the outside world through the hetero sapiens, collecting more punishing virus than it needs as nutrients, rhythmic retraction and the strange liquid, and its posture, seemingly protecting something underneath. All the dissonance you have been feeling weaves together around the hetero Hive Mother. The Hive Mother isn't the only enemy here! Huh? By the time you realize it, it's too late. The hetero Hive Mother's body soars up, pulled up by the remaining umbilical cord, still attached. Lucia's strikes leave a few frightening scars on its shell. They retract and push continuously, revealing the strange red structure underneath it. Black liquid keeps dripping down the red structure. The seizure is getting more intense, but the hetero hive mother no longer cares about the pain it is feeling. The revealed red structure bulges outward from the pressure. The shape hidden inside, its translucent skin getting clearer and clearer. A human figure. Your guess is only half correct. There is indeed more than one enemy from the very beginning. The hetero hive mother has been hiding something else. Children ready to be born. If hetero creatures have the concept of childbirth, that is. Two figures break through the edge of the red structure, black liquid spilling around them. Finally. With the last drop of liquid emptied, the two figures drop to the ground. After it has seemingly given birth, the weakened hetero hive mother is hung midair by the remaining umbilical cords, its tentacles swaying in the air from gravity. My children. Everyone grabs hold of their weapons instinctively. The tremendous pressure makes it difficult to breathe. If the hetero sapiens were imitating humans after the red tide devoured them, similar to the projections, then the two before you have transcended into imitation. They are crafted and polished, the perfect human-like products. Their hollow eyes sweep the gray ravens, but you do not feel them focusing on you at all. Their gaze pierces through the crowd and extends toward the species you belong to, humanity. No, I don't know Spanish. I'm going to read English. This is not our final destination. Rest, my friend. For some reason, their voices feel oddly familiar to you, as if they were not the ones who were speaking, but someone else. The man and woman's speech is so far removed from the stuttering of the hetero sapiens, it is clear that they have gathered enough knowledge from the countless hetero sapiens out there in the park. I need a voice for twins later. Hopefully not tonight. I'm tired. It has taken them but a dozen seconds from birth to fluent speeches, but their blank expressions tell you that they are still mimicking phrases others have said, instead of presenting their own ideas through language. The urgent situation makes it difficult to think about who they are mimicking. The enemies... He's mimicking Roland, probably, right? The enemies raise their hands, and a strange gush of wind blows past you. Hetero creatures seem to have evolved to a new height at that moment. Oh my god, we can't stop here. We have to stop here, though. Everyone, I'm sorry. Ooh, it's just getting good now. What's gonna happen? We'll be back tomorrow, though. Well, I don't know for sure yet. I might be busy. I think I've streamed for the last... When was... I've streamed, yeah, every day for like almost a week now, I think. I might get going, but I do have some other things I need to do, so I can't guarantee I'll be back tomorrow. But I'll try not to take more than a day off and get back to streaming again for sure. Okay, let me give you spam emotes in chat. Most important thing. Okay, so that's it for today. Yeah, thank you everyone for showing up. Yeah, Evernight beats story. This is a very epic things. It's going down, sure. Here, let me use this real quick. Oh, and it's Sunday. You know what day today is? It's Demon Slayer Season 3 premiere, Swordsmith Village Arc premiere day. Happy Kimetsu no Yaiba day. Oh, and also Easter too. I've reused this joke so many times already. But yeah, it is Easter today, so I might be a little busy. So yeah, I will. Yeah, I can't wait to do this story though. I've been waiting. It's been almost 4 months, I think.
Yep.
Okay. Okay. Yep. So that's it for tonight. We streamed a little over 3 hours. Okay. Thank you for showing up, Steffi, though. I really appreciate it. Thank you everyone for watching. Yeah, I will be back. I'll see you guys soon. If you guys enjoyed the stream, hit me with a follow. Still working towards my last push for Twitch affiliate. Getting real close now, I think. I think we're 15 follows away. Yeah, 15. So thank you everyone for watching, and I will definitely be back. And if not today, if not tomorrow, then the day after. Yeah, around the same time I stream, usually around midnight Pacific time. Yes, thank you, Steffi. Thank you for showing up. Thank you everyone for your support. Okay, I will see you guys soon. Good night. Bye-bye. I did everything. Okay, good night. Bye-bye.